Welcome everybody to a brand new stream. I want to say a brand new stream. I of course mean a brand new stream with a very familiar camera angle. Because today, I'm not going to be very surprising. Today we're not going to go off of the weird tangents like we did last time, where I wanted to do an entire 5-hour stream where we went over the build order in Age of Empires 2 of Nomad, which is a different style of game in Age of Empires 2, where we looked at, you know, like how Daniela, like a really good Age of Empires 2 player and also a streamer who is, I think, live right now as well. She's playing a Rage Black Forest game or something. I don't really know what the hell it's so ragey about the Black Forest thing, and I don't think we've even looked with this channel at Black Forest of Age of Empires 2, so just don't mind any of that, right? But we would look at her game, we would look how she played and how she would just own her opponents with Nomad play, and then we tried to emulate that. So we looked at the game, and then as we looked at the game, the time was kind of up to continue to play the game because we went on so many freaking tangents. We went on the tangent of Japanese with Joey. We went on the tangent of how to do YouTube and Twitch. And we also went on like other tangents. I don't want to be going on too many tangents again. So let's just park that right there. Let's just put that all away. Let's just not make this any more surprising than it already is, okay? What I want to do this stream today is I want to take the things that we've learned from watching that game. I've taken the build order that she used, and what we're going to try and do is emulate that today in 1 or 2 matches in Age of Empires 2. See if we can kind of have some sort of understanding as to what's going on with Nomad, see if we can learn it for ourselves and what this game is about, and that will kind of be the goal for today. I know that today I scheduled to have a bit of a what's it called, Black Myth Wukong game. I'm hoping to do that tomorrow. There is going to be a slight change in the stream schedule as I anticipated, but we're going to talk about that later because we're not going to change too much, right? We shouldn't have a new camera angle, right? There's nothing that should be different. This camera angle should stay the same. This camera angle should stay the same because we've always had this one, right? Oh wait, no, we have a new one. I figured this one was a little bit better than the GoPro one. So yeah, we have a new camera angle right here if I'm standing up. I quite like the standing up stream. So, but yeah, hope you guys are doing alright. How is your Friday going? I hope you're Friday as well. Mudkip, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Today will be a good day. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it everywhere. To give you a very quick recap of the week, because today is Friday, is this week we started out with what was supposed to be on Monday, a stream for Warframe, We're Specific Wall, but that didn't go through because of audio issues with OBS Studio. I think I figured out what that was, and I resolved that within a day. So that's why on Tuesday we had Warframe Whispers in the Wall, which I really enjoyed, and you can expect more Warframe streams to come around as well. But one of the things that I realized through doing the longer stream on Wednesday, we had the longer stream of Age of Empires 2, was that I actually kind of really enjoy having the longer streams to just sit around and just talk a little bit of smack with you guys, go on tangents, go and do some fun things, and not necessarily stick to something as planned as we have, for instance, right now. Right now, I do not want to be very long in my introduction because I do want to get to the games, because I don't know how long it will take for me to do some Nomad games and learn for myself, because I don't think I'll be instantly good at it. It will take me some time. So that is something where I feel like these evening streams where we have about 2 hours, I want to keep them a little bit more focused. Like when we did the Warframe Whispers in the Wall playthrough, that is a focus stream. This right here will be somewhat of a focus stream, but I want to add more during the day, longer streams where we're just going to have some fun, chill out, and I want to mix that a little bit with a couple of frequent games and a couple of playthrough games. So recently we started out with Black Myth Wukong, which is a game that I absolutely really enjoyed. I've had a lot of fun with that, and I do want to play more of it. I feel like I've played it so little this week. The last time I played it was literally last week Saturday on stream. So I do want to make sure that I have some longer sessions for that. So those things will also go in the in the afternoon streams, and then we're also going to intermix that with a little bit of Age of Empires 2, and then also a little bit of Warframe as well, because I do want to kind of get call back up with Warframe. There's a little bit something that I have planned within Warframe that's taking some more time, and before I finish that, only then can I continue on with the quest. So that's going to take some time, but in the meantime, there is another entire open world within the open world that we can still explore, because Whispers in the Wall has given us a new open world. Guess what? And there's also still, I guess, the open world of Deimos that I never completed, the open world of the Cereman that I never completed, and there is just so much more stuff that I can catch up on. So I think that we're going to have some stuff for Warframe to do over the next coming weeks. We're going to have, of course, the next coming weeks we're going to have some Age of Empires 2 to learn, and maybe some more games will come up. So yeah, that's I guess to be expected for the upcoming little while. Let's put it that way. Let us put it that way. Theme, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you going? Also, I'm so sorry. I'm so terribly sorry. I'm an absolute amateur at this. How can I be such an amateur? I always keep forgetting the green screen. I do that because I need to set up this camera right here. And now I just unplug myself. But I need to do that to set up this camera right here for the game stream in a moment. But yeah, I always keep forgetting that that I have that up right there. But yeah, Afim, how's it going? You hearing the music all right? Is the music good? One thing that I've recently noticed is that my music, when it comes to games and when it comes to music sounds, it's kind of a little bit too, what would you call it? A little bit too high. So I'm trying to adjust that a little bit. It's just like a little bit of tweaks. It's been a while since I've streamed again. It's been a little while since I've been in the more frequent streams. So we're running into some of the hiccups along the way, and yeah, I think that we're smoothing them out. We're smoothing them out, just like we're smoothing out the introduction to this new camera, and we're completely fine with it. I hope that you're good with it. I hope that no one complains. It's aesthetic. It is indeed aesthetic. That's what we're going for. I mean, you are forgiven. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing okay. How's it going, theme? I guess what I'm going to do is I am actually going to go and sit down, because otherwise we're never going to get to the game, as I don't know which camera angle I'm on. I'm going to need a light on these cameras right now. I'm going to need a bloody light, because otherwise, I don't know, I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at that one, I don't know. We're going to go and go for the smoothest camera transition ever, but now, the great thing about this one is that you won't see what I'm doing. You won't see that I'm actually walking back here and pulling this thing up again. I know I just did this. But hey, you know, it's gonna look perfect now. It is gonna look absolutely, absolutely wonderful right now. So yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man. One thing that I do kind of want to tell you guys because it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny, and I do kind of want to share this because, oh man. You know how sometimes you can get like caught up in your entire little world because like there are things in your life that really like really matter within your bubble. Like when you're gaming and you're inside like a match in Apex, that match really, really matters. So you can get caught up quite a bit about the power balance of a certain legend. You can get caught up about the play style of a certain player, or when you're playing Age of Empires 2, you can get really caught up about a map generation, or when you're playing Warframe, you can get really caught up about. I was doing a what was it called? I was doing a bounty on Deimos, and we got 3 times Xaku systems. And I was just trying it out to see like if I could play Warframe again, how I feel like it, that sort of stuff. But someone in my squad was like, "Man, dang it, we got like the worst rotation." I was like, "Oh, really? Do you care?" I didn't know that. But yeah, a lot of times you have something that is very much at the moment in your bubble that really matters, and then when you step out of it, or you hear someone out from outside of it, it kind of puts it into perspective as to what is going on, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is because last Tuesday we played the Whispers in the Wool quest in Warframe, which I really enjoyed. It was a weird, wild, wacky quest, which went all sorts of ways that I never ever expected it would go. But one thing that really, really surprised me about that was that there were these things called cavias. And I know Warframe has some all weird different names for all sorts of things, but cavias, if you don't know, is the Dutch word for guinea pigs. So for me, they were just guinea pigs. So I was just shouting on the whole time, like, "Oh my god, the guinea pigs are trying to tell us something!" Because they actually were trying to tell us something. And then like the next day, I heard from someone around here that they heard me say, "The guinea pigs are trying to tell us something! The guinea pigs are trying to tell us something!" And they were just like wondering, like, what is this guy on about? What is he doing? What is he saying? I'm like, yeah, it was within a game. It was a quest, and there were guinea pigs, and they're trying to tell us something, and trust me, I'm still sane. I'm still all good. I really, really love that. It's like, I should just record, like, you could point, like, a microphone on the outside, just record what happens, and then be like, try and guess what he's playing. Because right here, in this bubble, it all makes sense. But yeah, anyway, this right here is Age of Empires 2, you guys are sort of familiar with it. If you're not, this is a quite cool RTS game, real-time strategy game. I still haven't really figured out how to move the UI with this and such, so forgive me if I'm not entirely certain with this. But yeah, this game right here is pretty cool. I've only recently discovered it. Like, when I say recently, hold on, I'm gonna need to alt tab on this one, and I'm gonna need to go and do that there. Boom. Here we go. Is that evolution? What do you mean is evolution? What is evolution? Now I really want you to play Climo. What is Climo? Throw it in the Discord. I'll maybe next week during one of the click holding even more. Click holding. I'll see if I can fit that in like next week. Next week we're gonna have. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna have the Black Myth Wukong. I kind of want to have Saturdays sort of to be maybe Saturdays or Thursdays. I want to do a Thursday stream as well. One of these I want to do like the full on game stream sort of thing, like where we play through what's it called? The playthrough game of the month. Dang it. Dang it, I was on such a good roll. But basically, the way that I want to structure the streams going forward is pretty much if you're like, we're kind of going to go through arcs. We're kind of going to go through seasons. And the seasons are not pretty much defined. I don't know how long a season's going to last. We're just going to be in for it for as long as it's going to take. And during that season, I'll probably play 1 or 2 games quite a bit. So for this season, it's going to be Warframe and Age of Empires 2. And I think that for me, like the thing that I want to get out of Warframe is I want to complete the task that I set for myself to make the playthrough streams a lot more manageable and give me more insight as to like what's going on with Warframe, and hopefully give that to you as well. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, also just catch up with stuff, what's going on in the game, catch up with some things that we can grind, and just see what the hell's happening. And then for Age of Empires 2, I want to get a grasp on the game, on the different playstyles. Over the last couple of months, I've gotten to know this game a little bit by just playing it with my friend, and then bringing it to stream 1 or 2 or 3 times, and then all of a sudden, like, a whole bunch of people on YouTube liked it, and I was like, man, fuck it, I'll go play it some more. I'll actually go and try and learn. I don't know what's up with me today, by the way, so I'm gonna have to take a drink. Yeah, then the plan is, what's it called? So, that is kind of like the 2 season games and what I'm trying to achieve with them, and then we also play for a game, which right now is going to be Black Mesa. No, not Black Mesa. It's going to be Black Myth Wukong. I keep saying Black Mesa. I don't know why. And then from that, I want to, let's say we do something else that will continue on. But within that, within these, like with these things, I want to do like longer afternoon streams where we just play through those, because these are just objectives that aren't really capable to be done in like 2 hours. It's just like long term, just having some fun with it, exploring it, whatever, right? And within that, I do want to be able to tangent more easily into something like, I don't know what click holding is entirely. I don't know what I can expect from that game, but it sounds very much like a plug and play game. Or what else was a game that we recently played? I don't remember, but there was a game we recently played. Oh yeah, Something and Nothing. I think that it sounds like it's something like that, and if it's something like that, I'm totally fine with giving that a shot. So I think that those things will be able to fit in there. We'll have to see, but that will be hopefully the schedule. Basically, as it stands right now, as I say, this week is kind of ironing out the kinks. We've had a heat wave. There is another heat wave expected to come around in Monday and Tuesday. So Monday stream hopefully will be alright, but the Tuesday stream, I don't know entirely what will be the case of that, but generally I do think that Tuesday will be an evening stream. But yeah, I'll throw the new schedule for next week, like during the weekend, and then from that, slowly but surely we'll mold our way towards a more steady stream schedule, but do expect this to stick around a lot more. Afim says, I might be moving tomorrow. Here's hoping that I get in touch with the stream tomorrow. Oh wow! I hope that your moving goes alright. Please don't push yourself too much to get to the stream, because what I know very well for moving is that moving always takes 2 times or 3 times as long as you expect it to take, because there's always something that goes wrong or that happens, because it's just you gotta pack everything, you gotta put it in cars or trucks or whatever you're using to move with, you gotta put it in another place, you gotta find a place for it, and you gotta clean up or whatever, right? And oftentimes, when you're trying to coordinate these things with a bunch of other people, things will go wrong, things will take more time, or there's things you don't expect to see. So what I've learned from moving is just don't expect too much. Just don't expect too much. We're gonna go and get into our very first game, and then from that we'll I'll talk actually about a pretty cool moving experience that I've had around an update time. Actually, when I was kind of in your situation where I had to catch a stream, or had to do a stream at the time that friends of mine were moving. So yeah. Afim says, as I stand at its center, so great holding the memories I know will soon fade. For perhaps ultimately I too was merely temporary. If one thing goes wrong in general, a total of 10 things will probably go wrong. Yep. It will probably convolute, and that's the problem with moving. There's a lot of very complicated things, right? You have the moving people around, like scheduling people to move back and forth. You have people, you got to coordinate people to do different things in the same place, which is already really hard. And you also have to pack things together and then move that. There's so much that can go wrong. There's actually, moving is such a pain in the ass, but it's also kind of cool. Afterwards, it's gonna be really, really fun afterwards. In the moment, maybe not so much. Unless you really like moving, but yeah. I guess click holding is quite similar to Nothing and Something. Yeah, okay, so I figured so much, so I'm also quite excited. I'm excited for it. But yeah, I'm also quite excited to go and play a little bit of Age of Empires 2. And then we'll talk a little bit about my moving experience. Except it has a bit more detail. Okay, you got my interest. You got my interest. So last stream, oh boy. So we just looked at, or how should I phrase it? So we just looked at a match from Daniela about, so we just looked at a Nomad match from Daniela, which was last stream, which is also why I'm wearing some different clothes right now, because it is 2 days later. I didn't really expect that it would take me this long to get tangents of in my stream, and the heatwave struck me pretty hard as well. So we're 2 days later. I've studied the match intensely, and what I've done is I've created a little build order about what Daniela has done throughout her Nomad build up until basically the end of the boom, up until like building Castle Age and maybe a little bit further. And I'm gonna try and emulate that first against an AI, and then if I'm gonna get good enough where I feel like I may be able to try online play, maybe I'm gonna play my first online match today, but don't put your hopes on it. Do not put your hopes on it. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to incorporate this as fast as possible in like 2 matches or something, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try and see if we can understand Nomad even better by just playing Nomad ourselves and just slowly but surely getting more familiar with this game mode. So let's give it a go. Afim says, I suppose Kids the game might be a better example, short and simple. Oh man, I remember Kids as well. Well, wasn't Kids the game? Wasn't that... Did I play that at the same time as Plug and Play? I think I did. So, let me go and power this up right here. Alright, so right here, I have the build order. I'm going to also pull it up here on the stream, so we can all look at it together. Let me see if I have... How I'm going to do this setup here. I didn't really think this through. This is the part I did not think through, okay? We're slowly but surely moving into this. Right, so... Let's see here. Hold on. I did not think this through at all. Oh boy, where did I put this? Where did I put this? Documents, maybe? No, not there. Right, I'll have to open this here. Afim says, would you like me to get the game and we both get destroyed by Rahab? Sure. I didn't know it was multiplayer, but yeah, I can keep it fair and have no experience. Alright, that's alright. I didn't know it was multiplayer, but sure. Get the game as well. That'll be fun. Then we'll have to set a day. Yeah, see whether we gotta check with Rahab and you them whether the Wednesday or Thursday stream time works that I streamed like last Wednesday, like the day stream. If that works for you, then we'll do it in one of those days, and if that doesn't work, then we'll just have to find another day, basically. Let me go and download this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Right. So, there we go. Where did this go? Oh, hold on. Hold on, I made a mistake. I made a massive mistake. I can't see myself anymore. I don't know what I did. By the way, this is all me, not you. By the way, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this. I've lost control. I've completely lost control of this computer. Completely. I've lost control completely. All right, so... this right here, what you're looking at is a little bit of a build order. Now let me try and explain this a little bit, what a build order is like. This right here is a build order in Age of Empires 2. The idea with Age of Empires 2 is that you're working in Excel the entire time. It's basically like work. It's like thinking and work, and it's very, very intense, and that's what makes it fun. If you're still excited, welcome here. If you're not so excited, please don't click away because I'm going to explain this to you in a little bit. Basically, Age of Empires 2 is very much like math because every single game starts out in the exact same way. You always start out right here with villagers in the same location, the TC, and all the animals right here. You can kind of start it out like chess. You can always start it out in the same sort of situation, and if you just play the same chess move or the same math moves, you can get to a place where you're going to be well off. So you can study basically the way that you play the game and then learn new ways of getting stronger. And one of the ways that you do that is by using build orders. Now, this right here was the Nomad build order that Daniela started out with. I don't know if this is an actual build order. I don't know if she started this out as a build order. Maybe she just was on that day like, let me go and try something right here and just do something. But what I just did is I just took everything that she's done and I just put it here to an Excel sheet, which I also have right here on the second computer. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow it and see how well I do if I just follow that. So, so a couple of things that I want to take a look at before we get started is that we do not start out with a TC. So we're going to have our villagers work a little bit before we can create some of them. So we're going to have one villager out in the way who's going to build a house first. Not the dock, first the house. And we're going to have two villagers straight away build a town center on the wood line. Like, that is pretty important. The faster we can get that town center down, the better we can start making villagers. But we also got to make sure we kind of want to have it on two resources, both a wood line and also a gold or food or stone. Then what we're going to do is we have the house villager build a dock and start fishing. Then we don't bother with that villager anymore. They'll just keep on fishing. We don't care. For the TC wave fill, we want them to go to wood because from wood we can like make a fishing ship, and this is going to be the big difference between a normal game and what we're going to do right now is that we want to make fishing ships. And then we're going to stick on food a little bit until we have a couple of fills, and we're going to go and hunt a boar, and then we're going to go and keep on going with this basically. I'm going to kind of follow this step by step, and we're going to try this out first on AI, and we'll see how it goes. And as we go along, you'll probably see how this goes. If you want to have a little bit of insight on the columns, we have the wood villagers right here. We're going to have food villagers right here, gold, stone, and we have some builders as well who may be building at that point in time. And then here we see how many villagers we have. I hope to go up to the next stage by 23 villagers, and then hope to go up to Where is that? Castle Age with about 37 villagers. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take more time. There's going to be a whole bunch of things in this Nomad game that's going to be way different from a standard game where, as we saw with the game, where we're going to be walking a lot more with our villagers. So it's going to feel different. And then after Castle Age, there's a couple of things that I still wanted to look into, but mostly it's just like from that point in time, we're just going to see how it's going to go. So that is basically the plan on what we're going to do. I have this thing right here, so let me go back to the main menu. Let me go to single player. Let me go to skirmish. Let me go and set this AI difficulty to... I can put it to hard. And or actually, no, let me start it with moderate because I don't know the build order, and then we'll build up to hard. Fish and chips, Theme says. I would also rather die than die for my king. Oh boy, there are actually kings in this game that you can fight with. There is a game mode called Exploding Kings, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy that idea. I've never played an Exploding Kings game, but if we ever have people who want to play this game in a group, then one thing that we can do is do an Exploding Kings game where you play against each other, but you have kings, and if the king is defeated, you're dead. But if your king dies, it explodes and kills whatever is around it. Villager, how's it going? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Age of Empires 2. I'm gonna go and find Nomad. Nomad right there. Boom. Right, so that will be the map. The map will be a... Let me make it small. Let me give ourselves a little bit of space. I don't know... Or actually, did we do it? No. I think we did... It's... I don't know what map she played on. I'm just going to give it small so we have a little bit more space. And everything else is going to be moderate, standard. I think it's going to be alright. So, first steps we want to focus on. I am actually going to be pausing this game a little bit. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. And then we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to pause it when we get to that point. So the first steps that we want to do is we want to go build a house with 1 villager. Build a TC with 2 villagers, and then we want to go household. Also, wait, she was Spanish, so I also got to make sure that I select the Spanish here, which normally I play with Vietnamese. So it's quite interesting. When I started this game, I would just always play random civ, and now I've played Vietnamese so much. If I play any other civ, I'm kind of like, oh, that's so weird. I don't feel very comfortable. But yeah, we're just going to be playing like this. Let's start the game, and let's see how we're going to do. All right, here we go. We have our... situation right here. Now, what we find here is that we have 2 villagers that are very far away, and then we have this villager here that is out and about. I think the farthest away Phil is going to be near the coast, so I want you to just go as far there as possible. I want you guys to come together. Now, I have found a sheep here, and I want this sheep to go scout for me. In the meantime, you guys come together. I think that this will be the best spot for my TC, because we have wood and stone. You go and explore here as well. What you see right here is we have a little bit of a treaty length, where this guy will not be able to attack me at the time, and I will not be able to attack him. So there we go. This is really nice. It's nice that I found some sheep, because they will allow me to scout a little bit around, and then we will see. Actually, wait, I started building a dock. Okay, that's bad. First we do that, and then we do that. Right. Also, I should probably have built this right next to shorefish, because there's no fish here. Okay, that's really bad. All right, this is kind of poor. This is a poor start. All right, I'm going to do a restart. I'm going to go quit the game. I'm going to go restart, because this was really bad. I forgot that you have to make sure that you built your dock right next to a shorefish, because otherwise you can't fish. Villager says, I've officially finished bootcamp. Congratulations, dude. Nice. I'm glad that you have your well-deserved vacation right now. All right, so let's get started again. Single player, same settings. This is the practice. That's why we're doing this. All right, so we have 2 villagers right here that are pretty far apart. So what I want to do is I want those to come together. But there's 1 villager that's even further apart right there, and that villager is not going to come together to those villagers. This villager here is going to go out and build the house and the dock. Now, what I want to do with these 2 right here is I want them to go and find a wood line where there's also some other resource. I see there is food right here. There's wood right there. That seems like a pretty decent space. This right here seems like a good space for a house and a dock, because there are shorefish here, so that's good. And I want you guys then to go out and build me a town center. Just build it right here. This is going to be the best spot we can find. Bada bing, bada boom, build that. And then you are going to build a house and then a dock once they're done with getting that. Also, actually, one thing that I want you to do is to get that. So we have a little sheep here. Wait, no! I built a mill! I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. How do I build a mill? Oh, no, that is worthless. All right, one more restart. Third try is the best. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That was horrid. That was horrid. Victor also says, I also watched a new Alien movie last week. It was refreshing to go back to the OG style with a retro sci-fi theme. Nice. It has been a long time since I've been to the cinema. I heard that there was a Deadpool movie, which is pretty good, but yeah, I just haven't gone in such a long time. It's just like, I don't know. The last time I went was probably Infinite, like Endgame? Maybe Endgame was the last time I went to a cinema. Alright, so here we are getting started in a Nomad game. What we see is we have two villagers that are pretty close by. And I want to use these villagers to go and find them each other. And then also have them find a wood line together. Now, this guy found already a little bit of an extra resource. So we want to find a wood line and some resource. But this guy's... They're not very lucky here. This guy has found a way better... Oh my god, that's a really good line. That's a really good place. So, yeah, I think that this right here is our wood line. I think we're gonna have to get, like, pick this thing here. Bro, both of these guys are close to the sea. That is wild. Alright, so, oh, man, what do we do? What do I do? Normally, the two villagers build a town center on a good spot, but man, we're just not having a good spot. I really hope that there's going to be some sort of resource here. Yep, there's a resource here. Good. All right, we're going to go over this. Go. We're going to have to get started. Yo, but this guy here, they found a really good spot for our fishies, so we're just going to go for that. So you're going to build a house, and then we're going to go and build a dock as well. And then with that, we're going to be good. And then right here, we have ourselves a sheep. And with that sheep, we're going to go and scout around the map and get a little bit more knowledge. Now, you guys build this and then get to wood as fast as possible. And then, hopefully, this will get constructing and we will not have lost enough time. Which I think we did. If we look at the score, I don't know whether our enemy is building as well. I think that they're already producing fills. So, yeah, you go and do that. Here, I don't have enough yet to start my fishing ship production. But we do have some food coming in right now from this villager here. So that's good. That is good. So then we can get started. So then I think we can talk a little bit about moving. Because Nomad is very much about a moving game. Where you move around the map. You move to create a new home. And Afim was just talking about that. Afim is going to be moving tomorrow. And hopefully we'll catch a stream after moving. And I said, well, don't worry too much about moving. Because... Don't worry too much about catching the stream while you're moving, actually, because I always know that moving is going to take quite a bit more time than you expect it would take. So, I actually do have a funny story around moving, because right around the time when the War Within, I believe, not the War Within, or was it? I think it was the War Within, yeah. Right around the time that the War Within came out, I was streaming a lot of Warframe, and when I was doing that, one of the important things about that was, you know, these new quests that would be coming out. And the War Within just came out on a Saturday, I remember. And that was a quest that I just wanted to immediately get down to, play it, cover it, make a video about it, stream it, and then, you know, work with that. But I also had a couple of friends who were moving. So I was like, you know what, I'll move with them in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'll plan a stream where we're going to play for it right away. And then with that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go and, you know, have a little bit of a fun stream there. Little did I know that moving would go in a very interesting way. So we arrived there to help them move, and just as I said, how moving never really goes according to plan. This time, moving also did not really go according to plan, because normally when you start moving, everything is packed, right? This time, that wasn't the case. So we had to, all get ready to start packing. Hold on. Oh, 3, there we go. 2, you guys start going there. Please help me with taking down this boar here, please. Come on, everyone. Oh, no, I lost the fill there. That is so bad. Oh, that is really bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that fill was... I didn't know why it didn't go around there, but that was because of the wood line. Damn. But yeah, anyway. That is annoying. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Do we have enough for a fishing ship? Yes, we have enough for a fishing ship. Let's keep making those. Also, let me pause this a little bit. Let's go and check out the build guide. So what do we have right here? I think there was nothing in the build guide that said lose a villager. So let's see, what have we done so far? We have built one house. We build one TC on the wood line. We build one half villager to build dock. We've got our shorefish. We got one filled of wood. We got one fishing ship. We got one filled to hunt the boar. Actually, I took a little bit longer to. I took a little bit longer to go hunt the boar, and now we need to make a house. Now we need to make a house on the wood, so we need to have 4 villagers on wood and 3 on food. What do we have right now? We have 2 villagers on wood and we have 6 on food. So the next 2 villagers I want to send to wood right here. How am I with houses? I'm not good with houses, so one of these will have to go make a house. Or actually, I can go have this one make a house. So you should make a house over there. So the goal is to have 4 to 3, actually 2 wood fills to boars, actually 2 to 5. So we're going to have 2 on wood, 5 on food, which is what we have right now, so that's quite good. And then the next 3 fills go to wood. All right, so we're actually we're doing quite good. So 3 fill to wood until we have 10 villagers on wood. We're going to make fishing boats and then make 2 houses to scout a little bit and then get the boar and then get 3 fills to food. So basically, I think that we want to have, what we're going to go for is make sure that we get, from this situation, I want to get 3 more on wood. And then I want to make sure that I have, where do we see this here? So we want to have 3 more on wood. We want to build 3 more fishing ships. We also want to build 2 or maybe 3 more houses. And then we need to go and get some, the other boar, and then put a couple more on food, I think. Yeah, then we're going to go 14, 17. Basically, then we're going to get 2 off of the wood, and we're going to get about 17, like a whole bunch on food, and we're going to get 2 on gold. All right, let's keep going with this. So you go and build a house right there, and then once you're done with that, you go there, and then we go back to the TC. You guys get your stuff back. There we go. Yeah, the house is in construction right now. Shoot. Well, then we're going to get loom right there. Don't want to waste any TC time. There we go. We have the house. The dock is not set on anything. That's annoying. There we go. We have 3 to 7, so we want to have a little bit more to go on wood right here. 2 more villagers on wood. In the meantime, yeah, no, we need to have that. Also, I see a goat right there. Man, do I want to get that goat. Come on, goat, keep scouting. Goats are so useful in this game because they just give you very valuable information. I also want to make sure that I find my enemy right now. I don't know where my enemy is. Luckily, because I have my my fishing boats around here, I feel like I don't necessarily need the goats for food. I just need them more for scouting. There we go. We have 5 right now. That is great. So I'm going to get you to go build a house right there. And you can also build a house there. And once you're done with that, I want you to go there and get the boar. And then you will be villager number 3. And then you guys will be villager group 2. Yo! There we go. We're close. They're close by. They're really close by. Yo, I want to know where they are. Yo, so we know right now that our... Oh no, I lost the fill! Did I lose the one that was weak? Oh shoot, I'm so bad with losing villagers, man. That is crazy. I thought I had him inside and that he wouldn't be attacked, but I was wrong there. I was really wrong there. Also need to build more fishing ships until we have about 5, I think. But yeah, I think that we're going to have our enemy be pretty close by. Don't know exactly where he is, but he is pretty near. So that means, can you go and get that and drop that off there? I'm not quite sure, but we're just going to see. Otherwise, I shouldn't have fished more there. That's kind of annoying. Yo, we have another goat here. That's wild. That is really, really good. So we're here on the TC. I want to get more of you guys to go right here on... You guys right here. I want you probably to go out and build me a mill here. That is a good mill, by the way, because we're going to have berries, and we're going to have hunt here, and we're going to have another boar. So I found another goat there. Also, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys going around here and not going to the fish? So now we're probably having way too many here on food, on wood right here, because we need way fewer on wood. We're actually on 23. I should be going up right now, but I'm not anywhere close to going up. So because of that, what I want to do is, where is my villager? No, this villager went all the way back. Oh no, you should have told me. I'm screwing this up massively. I am absolutely screwing this up, because what I'm seeing right now, we're gonna not be very much stuck to the build order until we get to Castle Age at this point in time. Is that the problem that we're facing now? You go and get on there, please. Is that the problem that we're facing right now is that we don't have any. All right. We've lost so many villagers to random accidents. We've done so many things that aren't very good in this game. But hey, we scouted quite a bit. And I'm just going to continue to scout. I still haven't found him yet, which is annoying. But hey, I'm just going to keep scouting until I get to the TC. Then you can go back there. Okay, I can go up to the next stage. Shoot, I should continue to make more villagers. Man, Nomad is so much harder because you have so many different more places to look. How many villagers do I have here? I have 5 there. I have 1 here. Okay, I want with you. I want you to go scout there, get the boar. I want you guys to go there. You go get the boar. And then you guys start shooting him. And there we go. Perfect. So that was a pretty decent play. And then you can go and build me a mill right here. That's a pretty decent mill, actually. Right, so let me pause this right here, because I clicked up the feudal age right now. I want to see what I did wrong, because I've done so many things wrong right now. Also, let me catch up right here on chat. My theme says, so do they all talk in the language of the country you play as? Mostly. Mostly they'll have certain voice command, like certain voice lines that are very similar to the language that they're speaking in. And welcome. What's the difference between a good place and a bad place? I guess it just kind of depends on your interpretation of it, what you like. That also depends on if you choose to stream in the morning again. So Wednesdays, Thursdays, and I think Saturdays will be morning as streams, and then the rest of the streams will be regular streams. So let's see here. We've done this right here. This stuff right here, I went completely off the rails. I have now built my houses. I've also researched feudal age. So now we need to have 10. Okay, so right now we need to have 11 villagers on wood. We need to have 10 villagers on food. What is our situation at this point in time? We have 16 to 6, so that's bad. That is kind of really bad. So we need to have about how many less? We need to have about 5. So that's basically this group here. We need to have this group to go to the wood line there. So that group line that wood line needs to go there. We need 2 wood fills to go to gold when we have 200 wood. So actually that is fine. We can have 2 of them go there. Stop at the gold. So that's, we're gonna have 3 go to wood, and we're gonna have 2 stock on gold. The dock fill is gonna make a second dock, which we've already done, and then go to shorefish, but we've now gone to a mill. We're gonna make 2 fire galleys to hunt the fish of the enemy, and then we're gonna make the TC fill, make a lumber camp, and then make a new lumber camp, and then go to wood, right? And then research double bit axe, and then we have 1 villager make house. Okay, so what I think that we're gonna do, also we're gonna go up pretty fast. Let's see, we're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers. We're gonna make 6 villagers during our feudal age. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't do too much of that, because I think we're gonna go up for a pretty quick castle age. Or actually, no, we're gonna make more. We're gonna go to 37. Okay. So let me just first focus on this stuff right here. So this is the thing where you're trying to learn a build order. It's going to take some time to get used to it. So what we're saying right here is that, what did I say? I said we're going to have 3 villagers go to, 3 food villagers go to wood, 2 to gold. We're going to make a second dock. That's where we've already done that. We're going to make 2 fire galleys the moment we hit field age. And we're going to make a lumber camp. So actually, I'm going to make 2 of them go there. One of them is going to make a lumber camp right here, because then I can use this right here to farm. I think that we're going to do that. And then also, we're probably going to, yeah, we're going to need houses as well. So, yeah. I think that we're going to make house. Whoa, Right. We're just going to hope and see what happens. That's where I'm at. Right now, we're going to hope and see what happens. It's the first time I'm trying this. So, 2, you guys are going to go over there. One of you is going to go and build a house, please. And then you're going to go and build a lumber camp there. You go to gold. You go to gold. You guys go to food. Go to wood. I want some of you to go there. Alright, you guys can go on the border. So I think that now we've more or less stabilized. You guys can go on there, and then once you guys are done with that, you can go there. In the meantime, I still have these guys walking around here to gather me info on the map. Right now, we're still ahead, which I'm really surprised by. I'm actually really surprised that that's the case. I was kind of expecting us to be sort of behind with how many mistakes I've been making. So I want to go to the other dock. Let's see. You can go to. Let's see. Wait. I forgot what I needed to do. I forgot what I needed to do. So the next villagers go to. Right now we should be on 10, 12, 4, which is right here. 14, 5, 4. So we're going to need to have more on wood. Which means I'm going to go send them to there, I think. We want to have 16, 5, 5. Because what do we want to go to? We want to build a watchtower. Then go. Okay, so we want to scout a little bit. We want to have a bunch of people on food. So we're on gold and food. So our goals are for our wood. I'm just trying to say like what the plan here is, and I think the plan here is to go very much on gold, wood, then go like get 6 on gold, stabilize wood and food situation, then build a blacksmith and your and berries, build blacksmith and then go on like build a blacksmith, build houses scatter around a little bit, make market so we can go up, and then go to stone because oh yeah I remember she went for a castle quite quickly. And then go to Castle Age, and then from there on. So basically what we need to do right now is get our required buildings, and then from our required buildings, we want to go and be able to go to Castle Age. But what's also very important is that we find the enemy right now, because that's something that we haven't done yet. So we're just going to go scout around, see if we can find the enemy. And we're going to do that by sending some more to gold. I want to have 6 on there, stabilize my wood and food situation. And I'm going to have 1 scout villager from here. You're going to go scout around a little bit. So I think that we have that right there. All right, so that's the plan right now. Let's see if we can make that happen. So you are going to go drop off your food here. And then you're going to go here. And you're going to go make a house there. And then I also want to see where can we be attacked from. I think that this right here, we got that quite well covered off. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. What I am kind of worried about is that I found one of his villagers quite close to my town center, so I'm curious as to where that came from. In the meantime, I'm quite curious where my fire ships are as well. There's 1 fire ship. Right, so this fire ship. Alright, so you can go ahead and build me an outpost. I just want to have some fish in here. Right there. You guys can actually go and build a lumber camp here. And then you guys can go forward and build a blacksmith there. Okay, we're not finding anything there. Then I want to build a house there to give me a little bit of fishing. Let's see, I can use another goat just to go and look around a little bit. Alright, you guys can go back to wood. I need to stabilize my wood and food so I can go build some farms here. Also want to make sure that I start building a market so I can go up if I need one, if I need to. And once you guys are done with that, go there. I see. Oh, there's a fishing boat here. There's a hostile fishing boat here. His harbor should be close by. Let's go take out his fish. Even though he's not really using it, which is a bit unfortunate for us. But where is he? Where is he? We have fishing over here in case he wants to come in here. Actually, I want you to go out here, and I want you to build an outpost here as well, such that we just have an idea as to what's going on if he wants to attack. And I just want to find him. Where is he? You can go out and explore around there. We need to stabilize a little bit more of the food situation. Also, 2 need to go to gold. You can go build that there. You can go build that there. Let's see what we have here. We found another goat. Let's see if I can find where our enemy is. I still haven't found him. It's insane. Let's see. Where is he? Where are they? Come on! I should be... How close am I to... I'm ready to click up. So let me just go and click up. Because clicking up should be good. There, we found his harbor. That's good. So, you should go right here and attack that as well. But that is only his harbor. Where is he? I just do not know. I can place a castle. Oh, I found him! I found him! I found him! Right, so... You can go back to here. This right here will actually be a pretty good place to go and build a second TC. So you can go stick around there. But I found him right here. So where may I want to go and place something? If I were to go and attack him there, he found the castle age. I'm on my way as well. Also, I need to have some more in stone. I forgot about that. So I need to pull you guys off to go and build me stone right here. Alright, shoot, I'm being attacked here. Let's take out his dock. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is such a strange game, man. This is such a different way of playing. Because right now, I feel like there's no point of me really going back to the build order. Because it's all going to be so much different than what I had in mind before. I am going to take a couple of you... You guys can go out here and build me a second town center, please. Right there. And then I want to take you guys to go... Ah, shit, you can stay on here. I just don't have the stone. I just don't have the stone right now. Maybe I can go and buy myself some stone to get that castle going. Because I do want to get a castle going. You guys drop up the food, because I don't really need that food as much anymore. Drop it, drop it, drop it. And then go here. And I want you guys to go here. And I want to get started with having a little bit of action going on. This dock is about to go down. And then once that is down, I can come around here. In the meantime, I want to see what this villager is doing here. This villager is all doing fine. That's perfectly fine. Actually, this villager can also start to build a TC probably on here. Can I spare it? I think I can spare it. Yeah, I can spare it. These guys are going forward. I want to build a castle on here. Get started on that. So I have a forward production here. Then I also want to make sure that I fortify this up a little bit. So these guys are going to go to wood. This one here, I want to send these guys to stone right there. And then we're just going to keep on moving. Keep this play going. Just invest a little bit in booming up. And then as we're booming up, my hope is that I will be able to start production over there. I want to have, after that, a little bit of insight as to what is going on this side. And I want from you to have a little bit of insight as to what is going on that side. And you guys can go and build me some houses From there to there are all around there. I want to block off the access that they have towards my facilities. And then from here, we're going to go and build our conquistadors. So we're going to block off this place as well. And after that, maybe I also want to go build a harbor here. Because he's close to the water, maybe we can put out some water pressure. Because we have control of the water right now. But we don't have that much on food at the moment, so we're going to have a bunch of you guys come forward and build some farms around here. We need more food. You can go there. And that probably also means that we're going to need you to go there. You can go and build a thing over there. You can go and build a mining camp over there, because why not? And once you're done with that, you can go grab that. I want to have a little bit more concept, just to have some insurance. Let's see that, let's see there. We can go and build a closer by wood camp there. Actually, you can go start building that right now, please. Alright. So we start the attack here. I probably should have set them on the defensive stance, but first time I'm using Kongs here. Let me see if we can find different ways of attacking him. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to start getting bombard cannons, so I need to go into my university. I'm going to go and build a university right now, and I want to start getting those. And what else do I want here? Maybe another harbor. I just don't know. I'm just kind of freestyling right now. I've completely lost the build order. Failure Asian. Holy, Age of Empires 2. I haven't seen this thing in ages. I think the title is really funny. On the left corner, we have a casual Misha Postma. On the right corner, we have... hold on. Let me pause this right here to read this. We have RH's second of benefit of Eater of Children, Devourer of Kingdoms. I remember the micro in this game being insane. Also, clips of people breaking whole platoons with a single well-managed boat. Yeah, it is... Like, this game can go really, really freaking far, which is why I'm trying to learn it as best as I can. My goal for the day was to learn by watching how really good people play, but the thing that I'm learning right now is that it's really hard to emulate that. Right now I'm being attacked here. Alright, so you guys go around. I need to go and attack his villagers right here. Then right here I want to research ballistics, because ballistics will make sure that I have a better control over, like, I will be able to shoot better at moving targets. You guys can go and build me a wood camp right here. In the meantime, these guys are just doing well. I need to have more food. I need to make more conchs to go around. I need to start disrupting him. In the meantime, these guys can go around. I want to start building war galley. What do I need? I need more food. My food production is way too slow. This is so bad. You guys all just go out and go to like food farms right here now. Please, please, please. I need you. I need you. I need you to go there. I need you guys to go and attack that one there. Get that monk down. All right, and now go back to your food, because I'm not gonna let him steal that relic. All right. All right, let me go around. I will have to make some siege soon. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of field kills here. But my aim is just not good. My aim right now is just horrible. So, let's see. Can you guys go and build me some siege here? You guys are control group 2. You guys go attacking here. Here we go and build a monk there. Go build 2 monks. In the meantime, right here, can I finally build the war galley? Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And then you guys go probably build a second one of these. I'm being attacked by a monk somewhere. He just has no army at all. That is so strange. But yeah, I need to go and actually probably get to Imp, and I can start trapping him if he doesn't do anything else. If he's not going to do anything else, then there is no point in me staying here. I think that this right here, our setup right now, like for this type of game, basically moderated AI is way too easy. Watch me get destroyed in a moment, by the way. But yeah, I'm not expecting that little. Even against like Maginals, these conks are pretty damn good. Alright, you guys can go around. My siege was on... Which one was that on? I want to make more of these. Alright, you guys can go on food right there. Do I have other upgrades I've missed so far? Not really. And the blacksmith, I don't know whether my archer upgrades will affect my my cannon, my gunpowder units. I don't know actually whether they're affected. I know their accuracy is absolutely horrible at this point in time, but I don't know what upgrades really work on them. Like, what upgrades work on gunpowder units? I thought it was only the university upgrades. Oh yeah, we're absolutely slaughtering these fills right now. I didn't really need a build order for this at all. So, I don't know what is very good when it comes to new build order. Try the new build orders on what's it called? On this map. You guys can go forward and build another castle right here. You can go forward and probably just go and build a wood camp right there. You guys can go there. You guys can go and attack that. You guys please group up there. I need these guys to come forward and make sure that we kind of defend this spot until the villagers come to build that. And then once they're done with building that, so they'll build that, and then they'll build the mining camp right there. And then they'll be busy. Oh shoot, I was looking away there. But yeah, we've won this game. Not gonna lie, I played this game so long ago, I forgot everything. Same sort of here. I've slowly been relearning it over the years. And right now, like, the point that I'm at is I was here like months ago when I was doing what is it? Apex for the first time in a long time as well. I was kind of at this point in time where I just didn't quite know what I was doing, and I need to be really focused. All right, they need to kill this monk right now. Come on, kill this monk, kill this monk. I'm not gonna let him steal that relic because I was too neglectful and I wasn't looking at the relic. Alright, you guys go back to your farms right now. And then you need to go and find me the other relics. Because I forgot about them. Also right here, I need to remember that I'm doing a push. Let's see. Let's just go and do a little bit of this. Just have some fun. Right now, like... But what I'm noticing is that the moment the build order goes away, or I'm feeling like, yo, my army just went away. I lost my entire army because I wasn't focused on this battlefield right now. Shoot, that is so bad. Right, so you're going to be control group number 3. I need to learn my control groups a little bit and retain some focus on what am I actually doing. Right, you go get the thing in there. He's still looking for me. I'm going to go steal his skirmisher right there. Come on, Monk, you can do it. Yes! Right, you can just go around and scout a little bit. Let me go to the castles. Right, let's kill this rebellion real quick. Also, I have more villagers to be coming out right here, so you guys can go build another castle. We're just gonna go and castle this shit in. I'm tired of this. We're not gonna do this anymore. This is also what happens. The problem is that they all go in here. So there's a lot to the microwaving stuff, which is something that you're gonna have to learn over time. And one of the things you really have to learn about this is to have your how do your troops behave? Some of these troops really like to go ahead and just go ahead and run into the battle on their own, which can be very, very annoying if you're not expecting it. So you guys go build some more farms here, please. I want to go here, see if we can have some more power there, firepower there. What was also, I was also trying to, I still don't know whether my archer stuff affects my my stuff here, whether they affect my my units here, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Also, I want to build a monastery here to go get this. I want to get some conchs out. You guys can go forward. You guys can go here and go and attack these guys. I want to get more and more of the conquistadors out, because they're pretty damn good. And then what I also want to do is I want to go to the dock. See if I can go and build myself, let's see, fast fire ship. I can do that upgrade. I don't think I need it. Like I want to have bombard cannons. Like bombard galleons. I really, really want those, so I can go and harass that. But I don't know what the upgrade path for that is. I really don't. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm just like, one thing that I'm learning right now is that I know so little. I thought I knew so much, but right now when you're trying a completely new game mode that isn't your standard Nomad game, what I'm just learning is that, like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is so different. And he has given up. Man, that was not the most beautiful game that I was expecting it would be. This was not according to the build guide. This was not at all what I expected. Holy shit, did I just completely lose the plot the entire time through. He was all the way in this corner. Man, he was a corner player. He was all the way in the corner. I should have pushed this way quicker, right? I didn't know about that. Holy shit, man. Yeah, boy, that was rough. That was really, 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 really rough. I did win that, but I'm not proud of that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a lot harder than I expected. We call those learning experiences. It sure is. It sure is a good learning experience. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So let us go and take a look at what happened in this game and what I can learn from this, because this was really, really rough. Oh boy, I did win that. I expect a little bit more of a challenge from the moderate AI, which sometimes it does on Nomad, but here it just didn't give me any challenge at all, so I can really go get that AI up pretty high. And then maybe I'll regret that, or maybe not. But we're going to go look at the statistics. We're going to look at our timelines right here. It seems like this is right here is where I lost some of my villagers. That wasn't that great. But from then on, we went pretty stable, and then I started making an army, and he just kind of didn't. But I just want to spectate this right here. Let's go to Capture Age, and in Capture Age, we're going to be able to look over the match, see what happened, see what went wrong, see what went right. This right here is where we started. Now, we started out in this game very, very unfortunate. Right here, we're at the start of the game, and I had a pretty bad start. As you can see, I was looking for a wood line, and basically I let both of my villagers walk to anywhere but a wood line. If I had walked right here, if I'd let this villager walk to right here, this would have been a beautiful spot. Or right here, look at what a beautiful spot. There's stone, there's wood, there's gold. This would have been such a great spot, but I just did not know. And ultimately, I just had to start to make myself a choice where I'm going to go. Let me place it somewhere. I just had to. In the meantime, right here, I found a beautiful spot at this place where I was like, man, here a TC would fit so nicely. But this was the dock villager. One villager goes and gets the dock. So this right now, I was super far behind because this guy was already building his TC with 2 villagers and the third one was coming along. And meanwhile, I was doing absolutely nothing. This was This was the perfect example of what I was saying, is that moving never really goes according to plan because it's such a complex operation. Well, look at this. This guy's trying to keep it nice and simple, and I'm making it very, very, very complex. And look at that. That right there is where the TC ended up. It was kind of at the spot where I said that would be a burn spot, but it just taking me such a long, but it just took me such a long time to find. Look at how much I've been walking around here. That is horrible. That is horrible. That's the luck of the draw, basically. I couldn't have known, but at the same time, next time maybe go to wood faster, because this guy had his TC up so much faster, and he was already producing fills while I was still building my TC right there. So yeah, if this was against someone with the same skill set as me, I would have been far behind here, and that is not accounting for what's going to happen in a moment. So right here, I'm building the dock, starting to fish right here. That's good. Getting the fish out there, getting the boats out there. That was right. I don't see him making any dock right here, which is kind of what I was hoping for, but didn't really see any of that right at the start. See, these guys are still building while he has made 2 villagers, and this is why it's so important to find yourself wood, find yourself a TC, and get building, even if it's not the perfect spot. Because look, I found something that I may call a better spot than what he has, because he's here in the water. He actually has some gold right here, which is not too bad, but you can't really place some farms around here, so you can say that I have the superior spot. But he has already started building, and right now he has 6 villagers, while I only have 3. I am so incredibly far behind that the moment that I get my first villager done, I'm going to be very, very far behind. Look at the resources collected. I am right now 100, he right now has 113 resources collected. I have 15. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. This start was not great, and I very much shot myself in the foot. So let us go and speed through this a little bit, because right here I felt I still had it kind of in my hand. I felt I was doing quite alright because I was putting villagers on wood. I felt the moment I had about 5 from wood, I'm gonna go get the boar. So I was like, man, I'm gonna get the boar. My heart was still filled with hopes and dreams of getting this all right, getting this thing started, and I was going here, getting this boar down. I was setting all my strong villagers out there, and I did not see that there was one small wood villager right there who died to that boar. Oh boy. That was horrible. That was a rough experience here as well. I did not see that villager right there. I did not see that she couldn't move there, and that she was basically sacrificing herself so that her soulmates right here, her fellow villagers, could eat. That was really, really sad. That put me further behind on villagers. Now, one thing that I have a bit of favor in is that the AI right here, as we put him on red, please, is that the AI right here is not really good at keeping his TC going. I'm not good at that either, but look at that. That's not that great. What am I doing, by the way? Why am I not making more fills? Can I not make more fills? No, I can't. That's the problem. I was making loam because I was housed. I think I was terribly, terribly housed. When something goes bad, everything goes bad. A female asked, can we send you resources? Well, if this was a team game, I probably would have been begging you for resources at this point in time, because yeah, it is quite bad. Luckily, I was right to choose moderate AI, because I am I'm still doing a little bit better. What will you find yourself better at, if I may? Dawn of War or Age of Empires? I believe as it stands right now, I think that I am better at Age of Empires than I would be at Dawn of War, because if you don't know, Dawn of War is a real-time strategy game just like Age of Empires, but it's working a little bit differently. It has different tactics, it has a different form of play, and one thing that I have with that is I've played for the entire campaign. I've really enjoyed that, but I've never really gotten into the multiplayer of it, and never really into the strategies. So I think that if I were to play against someone, then what would happen is I would really fail, because I don't know the multiplayer strategies, and here I sort of know them. Not that I can execute them very well, but I would just want to go back real quickly. I want to go back real quickly right here. I want to start playing again. So, oh man, this was quite a horrible situation. This is quite a bad situation. I have to get my houses down, but one thing that I'm really, really curious about is this little journey right here. Right there, this villager. Where did you come from? What was your plan? Where did you go? I want to see what the AI wanted to do with this. Because this villager right here, all of a sudden had the idea to just go out and just have a little stroll. I want to see what this player saw. What did they see? Right there. What did they see? They saw nothing. They sent this villager out to scout, and this villager's out trying to explore the world. This was her dream, to find a world, to find herself within this world, and then she stumbles upon a TC, and she's like, what is that TC over there? And it's instant death. Unfortunately, that meant, though, that he knew where I was, whereas if I look at my point of view, I had no idea that he was right over here. I had no clue. I was looking for another dock. I was looking for 2 positions. I was like, maybe if I'm looking and scouting around with my sheep, I will have more insight as to where this guy is. I did not know that. And what you can see is, I think at this point in time, I have explored a little bit more than he has. If we can see some stats right here, if there are some stats, exploration, militaries, technology, is this exploration? Yeah, I have explored a little bit more than the map, 14%. I have been ahead in that, and I'm still ahead of that because I'm scouting with my sheep right now. But he has been very, very lucky to just stumble upon my PTC. This is so strange as well. He just sent his villager out right there to my TC, and sent no one else. No, well, maybe he sent a villager out right here, but I think that these right here were his starting villagers. So they just went right there to build this TC, and then just sent one straight towards mine. That is some really damn good luck. That is some really, really damn good luck, or maybe the AI just knew about that. So, yeah, we're just going to go bring this back right here. Look at what we're doing right now. Right now, we got the second boar in, which also another villager died. I have 2 dead villagers right now, but I have evened it out because my IOTC time is a little bit better than his is, which is strange. I did not foresee that one. And this right here is where my villager began a journey. I sent my villager to go on berries, and I thought like maybe she will drop it off the harbor, which wasn't the case. The way that you drop it off at the harbor is to have your shorefish right there, click on your shorefish, and then drop it off. And I forgot that, and at that point in time, I lost my shorefish by the time I wanted to go to these things right here. So I did not see this villager until she was almost home. I was like, no, 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 you need to go back. You need to go back because we need to have a mill here as well. I want to have a little extra civilization here as well, just in case things go south. And that's the dock villager. The dock villager cannot come home. Anyway, we were about to click it up pretty soon because actually that was the point. We had to click up around 23 villagers, but yeah, I didn't really have the resources for that. So the next step was to go here, get ourselves a little bit of food to go up. And I think that this mill was a quite decent play. I could have even gotten the boar over here, the hunt over there, and then if we just speed up a little bit, because this right here was not the most interesting point in time. Building the gold out over here. I don't necessarily know if I had to build this mining camp. I just felt it was nicer. One thing that I did remember from the game from Daniela was that she was moving around with her villagers a lot more. I still feel very much that I want to keep my villagers very, very, very close walking distances. I want to make sure that they're very close by. We keep that efficient. Even though, right now, I don't know whether that is my greatest way of improving my efficiency. I think my way to improve efficiency is a lot better focused on keeping my DC producing, keeping my villagers from walking all the way across the map by actually building mills around here, and scouting, because I still had not found them at all. There is a dock right here that I'm going to find. Is that the only fishing ship? Yes, that's also the only fishing ship that he had. And he just sent it straight to my dock. Oh my god, I'm so curious one time if I can play against a human, how they're going to play. I mean, this right here is a pretty dumb AI play as well. Right here, my my dock is right next to a fishing ship, and I just didn't see that, and then... Look at that. Look at this ship right here. This ship has done nothing this entire game. It just went out there, got the fishing ship set right there, and then just went out and actually did go towards the enemy harbor, but didn't even attack anything. And now he's attacking. But yeah, there wasn't any fish for me to kill on these seas, which I think that the fish did save me a little bit. It did give me a little bit of an edge over the opponent, which is why I'm 8 villagers ahead, even though I'd lost 2, and and I had a worse start. But yeah, he's getting to the Castle H. I'm getting to the Castle H as well. Maybe I should have used my market a little bit more, but slowly but surely we're building up. I forgot, like, oh shit, the strategy here is to go to castles and then go to conquistadors, which I didn't know. I did know, but it wasn't until I was halfway through the Castle Age that I realized, oh shit, we're gonna need some stone for a castle. So expanding out right here with another TC. I think I'm also gonna be building a TC here pretty soon. I thought that would be kind of nice. And then we're going forward, build a castle, just to go and put a little bit of pressure on here. I think that the castles that I ultimately end up placing, which one here and one there, are pretty good castles. Maybe should have put a tower here as well. I did go and build an outpost here and then build some houses here, but just a tower here, something offensive, would have been really, really nice. At the end, I don't know if I like these houses all that much, because if I had a castle here and a castle there, then I kind of block up his access, and now I just kind of hinder my own movement, so I don't know how much I like that. But we're moving forward, and now we're just going to go and bring it back to a little bit more real time, because I think that this will be more interesting to see. So we have Our conquistadors come here. He really weirdly just sends his villagers out right here just to go chop some wood, which is running them straight into my castle, which is nice for me. But I'm gonna have to figure out what is useful, like what is useful on this unit, like the conquistador. Can I actually figure this out? Can I figure this out if I go right here to Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 2 Conquistador? Because I want to know what my techs are that I could have used to learn a little bit more about this. So let's see. It's a mounted gunpowder unit. So I don't think it's archers. I don't think that archer play is going to be the thing that we need to go for. So the thing that I'm curious about is what kind of upgrades can we throw on them. Conquistadors are ranged cavalry with a high attack strength that are essentially mounted hand cannoneers. Conquistadors have the advantage in mobility and durability over hand cannoneers, but lose the attack bonus over against infantry. Similar to hand cannoneers, the Conquistador is a ready-to-use unit due to having fewer technologies affecting it. An early rush with Conquistador is difficult to stop if the enemy is not prepared for it. Although they're the shortest range gunpowder unit, and unlike cavalry, archers do not benefit from range increases. Okay. Ooh, their increased mobility makes them far more formidable and very heavy hitting. While ideally all technologies must be researched, husbandry alone is enough to make them a great force. Okay, so it's cavalry. So these guys are classed as cavalry archers and cavalry archers. But then I want to know, what does this mean? What does this mean towards technologies? Yes, this is what I wanted to find. Okay, so what we're seeing here is that we need to have bloodlines. So next time, need to go make this stable. Need to make sure I make a stable and I get bloodlines on there. The archer armor does work on here as well. So it doesn't seem like the archer... let's see, power increase works, but the archer armor does work, so that's a good thing. This right here is just conversion things right here. Husbandry, movement speed is also quite good. And this right here is my unique tech, I believe. Oh no, it's unique to the Berbers. I don't know what there is to... If I go to university, I want to see my tech tree in university. Let's see, Age of Empires 2, University. I just want to see what is in these technologies right here, real quickly. Right, so chemistry is a technology, let's see. Enables the creation of gunpowder units. It does not increase their attack. Okay, I thought that chemistry would do that, but chemistry only affects archers. It does not increase cannon units. Okay. And then there is another one out of chemistry and another out of oh no, that's ballistics. Ballistics. So ballistics is a technology that's the first one. So ballistics does work on gunpowder units. The application on let's say all mounted archer units are affected, yada yada. So it improves the accuracy of non-gunpowder archers, ships, and all defensive buildings. Despite being gunpowder based, turtle ships and bomber towers will also affected. Oh wait, none of the land gunpowder units are affected. Alright, so neither ballistics nor chemistry actually do affect the conquistadors. Alright, so that was a complete waste. That's good to know. That's good to know. So let us go back to the game right here. So I wanted to try and research that, but there was no point in that. Let me go continue this game on. So yeah, at this point in time, I felt like he wasn't really fighting back, and I needed to do something about these town centers right here. So I wanted to keep my units here, probably look towards aging up, and this right here is where we need to. I need to go and build my markets, use my markets a little bit more. But at this point in time, I was like, well, these guys are not really shooting all that much. Maybe I can use ballistics or what is it, gunpowder to to increase them. But yeah, no, gunpowder users were not affected, so this entire tech tree expansion wasn't really useful at all. This was just a massive waste. I could have much better gone into making stables, but I didn't know about that, and that's what we learned about today. And then let's see, he's on a free TC boom. I'm on a free TC boom. We're very even right now. I am still somewhat making villagers, but not enough. I need to make more villagers. All right. I think it was housed again as well. No, I wasn't housed. I did get housed later on. But yeah, I should have been way faster building my my next castle. This right here, if this was an opponent that was putting pressure on me, I would have completely lost this. Like right now, I have the resources to build castles. I have the resources to lock him entirely in. I should have sent one of these conquistadors or two of them just to go out and scout this around, because if I'd known he was there, would have placed a castle here, castle there, maybe castle there, lock him in, and right here, I should have started building a little bit more of like bombard cannons, and this right here, a tower, man, a tower would have stopped them from moving around. This was such a shame. Oh man, that is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, I wanted to see if I could build towards castle, because my, or like bombard cannons, but yeah, no. That was kind of bad. Here I was just moving them in, and overall, I don't think this match for them was very interesting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm learning quite a bit of this game. I'm learning more than I expected I would. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just want to check something real quickly here. Yeah. I think that went way different than I expected it would. Let me just say that. Let me put it that way. I expected that game would go a little bit easier. That I would have a little bit more control over what I was doing. But I'm just noticing that I'm still way too focused. So my plan was actually to maybe make this into a video. I thought this might be an interesting video series, but I'm just learning that I need to learn a lot more about playing this game before I can make actually good videos about this. Because what I'm just saying right here is that I'm just not very good at this. Not good enough to focus on this properly. So what I'm gonna do? Gonna quit the current game. I'm gonna go for the same build again, and we're gonna go and try this with a hard AI, or maybe hardest. We're gonna try it with the hardest AI. I think that we can do this. It might make for a fun journal entry video. I was thinking of, see, that's been my thinking, for instance, with Apex 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I tried it out for the first time. I was like, oh, that's so cool because you can see me grow. But one thing that I forgot about, which is very, very clear if you're watching this, is that actually, let me get started. I'll just tell you a little bit about something that I've learned over the, oh shoot, hold on, I need to stop the music here because otherwise I'll be annoyed. I'll be too distracted by the music. Let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit about content creation, what I've learned. Something that I call commentary, tiers of commentary. Right, we have wood lines right here. Wood lines are very, very useful. So I want to make sure that I work with that straight away. So you go and build me a dock there. You guys here. This right here is a good spot. We're just gonna go for that straight away. Build the TC right on there, please. And then you go there and build the TC there as well. Good spot, good spot, good spot. And then once you are done, go build a house there. And then once you're done, go to the shorefish there. Okay, so we're building a TC right now, and let me explain a little bit about something that I've learned over the years of making content. Also, one thing that I just quickly want to do is I want to go and grab myself. I move myself up just a little bit right there so you can see what I'm doing. I still need to figure out how to move the UI. I've seen a couple of mods and I've seen a couple of ways to go about it, but that's not really what I've been focused on. All right, so we're back here. So let me explain you a little bit about what's let me talk to you a little bit about my experience with content creation, especially when it comes to talking about games and showing the game progression. When it comes to making videos or making streams about games, there is one thing which is really, really important to make a distinction between, and that's something which I've only learned over the years, and that is that you got to know what your purpose is of what you're doing. So, for example, one of the things that I have I thought at the start very much was, oh, I'm just making videos that are fun, that I think are fun, and then other people find them fun too. So, for example, I started playing Mass Effect Andromeda because my friends bought that game. I thought it was a fun game. Let me just put out as a video of me playing that game, and then people will watch it. And guess what? No one watched that video. Now, why did no one watch that video of me playing through Mass Effect Andromeda? Well, because I was very much just only focused with me playing through this game. Oh, you know, it's so fun that I'm playing through this. But I wasn't really considering as to like, hey, if you're tuning into this for the very first time, what is what are you trying to get out of this? What are you getting out of this video of me playing through a game? And that's where over time I slowly learned there's different stages of commentary. I think if you're going to go to one of the... Oh my god, I thought I selected this right away. Go there. You guys go and go in your wood. the very first stage of commentary is what you're going to find if you're going to be watching someone like me do Mass Effect Andromeda at the very first time, or watch me do some of my favorite streams. You can go to streams all the way down below in the directory with 0 viewers, and you're going to see a lot of people doing this first stage where they're not really talking at all. They're very much focused on the game, and that's also what I was just doing right now because I was so focused. I would be just not speaking at all. I would just be only focused on trying to play the game and get it done because there's so much going on that I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. That is stage 1 of commentary, and it is. It sounds interesting that you're like, oh man, you're so focused on the game, but it's not really all that fun to watch. The only people who this is fun to watch with, where it's fun to watch them play without any real commentary, are people that are really, really good at the game. If they're really, really good at the game, basically what you're doing is you're watching someone who is professional in action, and that is really, really cool to see. But I'm not professional at all. What I'm doing right here is actually very, very subpar of what is remotely possible within this game. And because of that, if you were to watch me do that, that doesn't really make it interesting. Now, what could make that interesting is if I would be like trying to learn and explain that to you and telling that story and like giving you a little bit of a journey about, hey, you know, if you're starting out with this game, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. If you're starting out with this game, it's not a really hard game. Like, it is a really hard game to get into. Let me not get that wrong. It is quite of a hard game to get into, but it can also be fun, and you can learn how to make it fun over time. And if you make it fun over time by learning these steps, like these are the steps that I'm learning, this is where I'm struggling with, and if you know that you're struggling with that too, then that's all right, because, you know, I'm doing that too, and this is how I'm overcoming it. And maybe by seeing me overcome it, you can learn of a way to overcome it as well. So that would be a great way of doing that. However, if I'm just sitting there being quiet all the time and just failing on what I'm doing, it's not really interesting. Let me tell you that. It's not really interesting. I know it's not very interesting. You can tell me, oh, it's very interesting to me, but most people don't find that very interesting. So that's what I say is the first stage of commentary. Now, the second stage of commentary is when I notice, or when you notice, if you watch streamers, you can see them notice that, oh shit, it's not good to be quiet. What do I do if I don't want to be quiet all the time? It's like, oh wait, I gotta speak. And that's what you can see me sometimes do as well when I'm playing like the last game. You can take a look at me trying to speak a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, I've been quiet for a really, really long time. What do I do now? Oh wait, I gotta speak. And then I'm just saying something, kind of reacting to the game. Where it's like, oh man, you know, shoot, I gotta drop a mining camp. I completely forgot about this. Oh shoot, I gotta drop this. I completely forgot about that. You know, that is something where you can see that I've just noticed, oh man, I've been quiet for way too long. I gotta go say something. And what happens there is it's a little bit more interesting than me just being quiet, but you can very clearly tell that I am just being like reactionary there. I'm just kind of reacting to, oh shoot, I gotta react somewhere. I'm being in a react handy, and there's no real interesting insight that I'm giving to the table, that I'm bringing to the table, where it's like, oh man, I just said something that gave you context to something, or make this game a whole bunch more interesting. And you can tell, people can tell, I can tell, you can tell. It's more interesting, that's for sure, but it's also it's not really gonna get very far if you want to make, let's say, a video about, you know, how like what your journey is like, because it's not about being a journey. I'm just reacting at that point in time, like, oh man, this is interesting. I think that the moment that a journey like that, like the idea concept of seeing me grow becomes interesting, is if I can reach what I would call the first stage of commentary, is where I can actually provide you with a little bit of context and be like, hey, you know, this right here is the context that we're going through. This right here is the story that I'm trying to tell. So right now I'm very much focused on trying to tell you the story about like the commentary perspectives. That's a bit of a story, although I do think that I should incorporate the game a little bit more into this. And I should probably make it more concise, because one of my biggest problems, that really is a problem for me, is that I get tangented a lot. I can go on tangents so much, it's not even funny anymore. And that is rough sometimes. It makes it very easy for me to go do very long streams, because during the very long streams I can go and, oh shoot, I forgot to make villagers. That is bad. Alright, you guys go build that. Anyway, what was I on about? Oh yeah. um, Going on tangents is very good for long streams, but it's also not very good if you're what's it called? If you're trying to convey a certain story or if you're trying to keep people in track. Like one of my biggest problems for me personally is that I am very good in like there is something about me that I haven't really told, like that I've only told one person so far. That makes me a bit different than I think other people, because I've not heard about anyone working this way. And maybe at some point in time I will actually talk a little bit more about this. But right now I think they will derail this very, very much. But there is a certain way in which my brain works, in which basically the way that I think allows me to go like tangent out very, very easily towards very different topics. So what I do then, like what happens then as I do that, is that, oh shoot, you guys need to go to here. What happens when I do that is that for me, I can keep track of so many things I'm talking about, but then kind of forget that you guys are not everyone is going to be able to follow along, and that is a bit problematic if I want to make sure that everyone can follow along, which would be great if people could do that. So that is one of my shortcomings. One of my shortcomings among many. Failure Agent says, I find streamers' job very hard, especially when it's a small one, because you can't possibly have enough stock to talk about. And then when one person joins, you might be so out of it that you stay silent and they just leave. I think being spontaneous is a very beneficial skill as a content creator. It is a really tough job to, like, let me see how I want to react to this. I would say that if you know what you're doing, if you have an idea of what you want to do, streaming can be not as hard as people may make out to be. The thing is, you gotta have a plan for what you're doing. You gotta know, why am I doing certain things? Like, what is my plan here? What is the reason that I'm doing this? And that, I think, is what a lot of people don't know about, because I know that I did not know about that when I was starting out, and I'm only just still learning. Like, every single time that I stream right now, I've streamed for years right now, and I am still learning right now as I'm streaming every single time. Even right now, I'm learning different things. And what do I mean with having a plan? Well, what I mean with having a plan is that hold on, let me go places here. Is that, how do you treat your streams? How do you treat your streams? What is the point of what you're doing? And I think a lot of people don't really have an idea of what their point is of what they're doing. So my point of my streams initially was just to entertain me and kind of work as I'm playing games. That was the entire point of my stream. My entire point of my stream when I was doing Warframe was like, hey, you know, I'm doing this Warframe content creation thing, which I really, really enjoy. And if I stream at the same time, that's going to work. And people kind of enjoy watching that as I just yap on as I'm playing the game. And we're just hanging out, maybe making some friends on stream. And so that was the entire thing. It's just like me playing a game, making some friends, and just, you know, chilling out. You can say that's a pretty cool goal. But it is not entirely... it is something that I don't think scales very well. Because it might work very well with a small group of people who enjoy to see you play the game. It might work very well with the group of people that you're hanging out with, or especially when you have a decently small stream, you can still very much carry this feeling of, oh hey, you know, I am we're all like playing the same game together. You can very easily connect with people, I feel. Because when we, like right now, I can read all of your messages, Federation, I can read all of your themes messages. We can talk about, like, when you bring up a topic, I can spend a long time talking about that, and we can get to know our opinions about it. I can ask you about it, I have the time to respond to that. I have all the reason to respond to that because, you know, you're right now a very important part of the stream. And if I feel like, you know, like you're about 10% of the chat right now, and if you bring up a topic, it would be weird for me not to respond to that. So that's why it makes it very easy for us to connect. It's also why I think a lot of people enjoy watching smaller streamers. I do enjoy that because if I go into their streams, it actually gives me a chance for me to actually go and speak with a person and not just be part of someone just saying like, hey, how's it going? And then just moving on and then just doing whatever or just not really doing anything at all with it. So I think it has its charm, and at that point in time, it can be quite easy as you just have to focus on, hey, you know, like, I'm just reacting to someone, I'm just talking about something. But if your point of your stream, if you want to make it a little bit larger, like this right here is already, I'm kind of failing. Oh, he's already up the castle. Oh, shoot. That is bad. That is bad. How far am I from castle? I'm actually going to be quite on time. Get loom, and then click castle, please. Castle, castle, castle H. You guys go to gold, please. Hold on, I just need to focus here real quickly. I haven't found him yet. I think what I can do is I can go build a harbor right here, because there's a lot of fish here. Oh no, these fishing boats can stay there, please. Yep, I found him. I have found him. He is right here. So that means I want to scout around here. Ah, shoot! I forgot to click up. Afim says, hold on, let me go catch up with chat here, and then I'll connect it back. Afim says, if I choose to become a VTuber someday for whatever reason, would the want of writing the VTuber's character lore be a good idea? I'll get back to that later. Because I think there are some important points that tie into what what we're on about, and then I'll get back to that, please. Afim says, in fact, I've actually held off playing some games with the idea in mind that I could stream them. I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well. Perhaps it's not a good idea. I also like the idea of making lore videos. I should say you should do it. I might maybe try to do creational stuff like coding, 3D animations, video editing, etc. I find that these streams can be relaxing, but it also might destroy my mentality. One thing that I would say is that be aware that you can make... I'm going to catch up with chat and I'll get back to that. I'm sorry, there's two things I'm going to get back to with you, but yeah, there's more to do about that. Although horror games can also be quite relaxing, and I would love to just make the aesthetics from them. Make aesthetics from them. That would be great. I mean, like, I would really recommend if you want to try something, go try something. Because there's so much you can learn from doing this. There's so much I have learned from making these videos right here and from just doing this. Like, I've met so many cool people. I got to talk to you guys, which I think is amazing. I think it's amazing every single person I meet on this planet. It's insane. Because, like, what are the odds that we have the chance of coming across each other in our paths and communicating with each other? It's really, really tough. If you, at the start of the universe, at the start that this was all created, said, like, you guys are going to meet, like, the probability of that in time and space is so small that it's, like, I just think it's great. Every single person I meet. So I think that's amazing. And you will learn from something. If you grow about this, you grow. If you don't grow, you don't grow. That's just the way it goes. Favorite says, I do find it crazy how well big streamers can interact with their chat, especially someone like Kai with 100k viewers. I think that the way that they do it is that they know very well as to what they're doing and they're acting on that, and that is something that I still kind of struggle with, partly because of the way that my brain works, and also partly because of the way that I am trying to fine tune my streams. So let me recap what I said. Let me try and explain this a little bit better as I'm playing this game as well. But let me try and recap what I said, and let me try and make it a little bit smaller, more tighter. Let me put it that way. So basically, as you started with streaming, this is the different ways that you can stream, and this is what the difference is between someone who knows what they're doing with their stream and someone who doesn't really know what they're doing with their stream. So when it comes to streaming, as you start out, one thing that you're going to do is just play games and just have some fun playing the games. Have some fun just hanging out, maybe talk sometimes if someone talks to you in chat. But mostly you're very much being guided by whatever happens on screen. You're very much being guided by whatever happens when you're deciding to go ahead and do something. And you're very much like... Your stream, when you start out streaming, your stream is very reactionary. Which means that what happens in game reacts, like you react to that. If nothing happens in game, you don't say nothing. If nothing happens in chat, you don't say nothing. You can slowly start to build that up to kind of be like, oh, a streamer should say something, so I should say something. So then you have people who are just trying to fish for topics and trying to search for whatever the hell is going on, and just kind of make do with whatever they can with that. And I think that that's something where the way that I speak and the way that my mind works, by just like having a lot to go on, I can go on so many different tangents. I think that really works well for that kind of play. However, oh god, I gotta watch out for this guy right here. Gotta watch out for his knight. Hope that he doesn't find me. Move away here, please. build an outpost here. You go there. Oh, I need to build more houses. All right, screw it. This is really not conducive to me doing this. This is really not conducive to me doing this. Oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna go stand up, and then we're just gonna go talk. We're just gonna go talk. This is not conducive to me at all. Oh my god. Play. Give me something to play. We're gonna go do this in a good old-fashioned talking style. I really want to talk about this topic because this is very, very relevant, and especially with this game, I can't focus. And talk in the same way. I'm so sorry. I do really want to do this. I do really want to do this justice. Afim says, if I may, I share my feature notes ideas with Joey and Rahab. Would you like to read them too? Sure. I'd be very interested in what you think or feel. If anything, of course, you can do this in your own time. If you want to. Why do you war? Why do you war? I war all the time. I worry about myself all the time. I war with the world all the time. Because what I want is not always the same as what I want, and what I want is not always the same as what I get, and that's why I fight. What purpose or reason do you have to send your people to fight? Because I wanna gain more experience. I wanna get strong. Is that not enough reason? Okay, so let's get here. We're gonna talk about streaming, and we're gonna talk about what makes streaming hard and what makes streaming easy, especially when you have a purpose and you have a goal of what you're doing when it comes to your stream. So when you start out streaming, one of the things you're gonna be doing is that you're gonna be very, very reactionary. I forgot to change my microphone. That is so bad. There we go. That's a way better microphone. We're gonna restart that. So, what I want to talk about is what makes streaming hard and what makes streaming easy if you have a purpose for your stream in mind. And this right here is, I think, the very, very key of when it comes to becoming a good streamer and becoming a streamer that can stream to a large number of players, or can actually stream something as tough as starting out in a brand new game and slowly building up, which is something that I'm trying to do, but I'm still not really good at. And I'm going to show you like what you start out with, why that makes it hard for you to ultimately do something like starting in a game where you have no competence in and building up on that, and then why the moment that you become more competent in that, when you know what you're doing, this streaming thing can actually become a lot more easier, and why that will help you if you want to become a streamer, and also why that shouldn't hold you from becoming a streamer. But just knowing this knowledge will probably help you to faster get better at streaming or content creation, or maybe also somewhere else in life. I don't know. At the end of the day, this is just me talking into a camera. I don't know how transferable these skills are. The only way that I found that these skills were very transferable is when I was doing presentations. So maybe if you want to be good at presentations, this might be the thing. Who knows, right? Who knows? So, first things first, if you started streaming, you probably have no idea what the hell you're doing. You just want to get out there, start streaming for the world, whatever your reason is. For me, the reason was that I was playing this game called Warframe, I was making videos for it, and I thought that streaming would do two very good things. Number one, I would be able to play a game, and I would be able to work, because my work was making videos. And you know what YouTubers did as work as well? They would make Twitch streams. So if I would go out on stream and I would just go make a stream, that would be content, and that content would be work. And I would like to play games. And what better excuse is there for me to go and play games than I can tell myself is like, well, I didn't just spend 6 hours playing games, I spent 6 hours working. Oh man, that was a great excuse. That was a great fucking excuse. And the best thing about that too is while I was doing that, while I was just playing my games as I normally was, while having a camera on me and just me playing some music and oftentimes just talking a little bit to the camera, as I got to know some people in chat. And the very first people I got to know in chat, Travel, Jen, Emil, like, man, that was great. Tyrannas, a theme, man, you guys have been around for such a long time. It's so nice meeting you guys through the chat. Having people who come by every single day, just having a little talk with them, like that was really, really cool. I wasn't so alone anymore. So not only could I play more games, did I have a good excuse to play games, I would also have an excuse to kind of find a way to make friends. So that's what I started kind of streaming for. And for that, I just had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I turn on my camera, I see that most streamers out there just go out and kind of talk to the camera sometimes. So I'm just going to react to the game. And that is what you're going to be like if you start out streaming or if you start out making videos, but in streaming is even more visible, is you're going to be reacting. That is stage one. You're going to be reacting to whatever's going on. You don't know what you're doing, but you're just like, hey, I need to say something. I need to talk about something. What do you need to talk about? Well, I guess whatever's on screen. And this is where you see a lot of streamers, especially if you go to 0 to 1 viewer streamers, go wrong. The moment that they don't have any viewers, or there's nothing interesting going on, there's nothing to react to. So you're quiet. You're quiet, you're not saying anything, and that is, I'm gonna be really honest here, it's not interesting to watch. If I tune into a stream and I see nothing, or I just see you sitting there watching the screen, playing a game, not saying anything, it's not interesting. I'm gonna click away. But you may say, there are some people who can't do that. There are some people who have thousands of viewers who just sit there, say nothing, play the game, and get away with it. Why can't I? Well, let me tell you why you can't. There's one very good reason why you cannot do that. And the reason why is that you're not good enough. You're just not good at the game. I know this because I'm not good at the game. I'm not one of the best players in the world in one particular game. If I was, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted on stream. I could just turn my camera off, I could turn my mic off, I could just have the gameplay going, and people would watch that. Probably. Because it's really, really interesting to watch someone who is really, really good at what they do that thing. It is really, really interesting to see. If you've ever seen someone who is really, really good at their craft do something, God, that is an amazing experience. So that is what people tune in for. If you go to the top streams in something like Apex or Age of Empires 2 or whatever game it is that has some sort of like skill element to it, and you go to one of the top players, and they're probably not the best content creators. They're probably not talking to the camera all the time. They're probably not saying anything much during their matches at all because they're so focused. But boy, is it good to see. You go and watch sports games. You go and watch people play soccer. You go and watch people go in Formula 1 and drive their cars. They're not saying anything. They're not entertaining you by talking to you, by doing something there, reacting to what they're doing. You're just watching them perform at their best, and that is fun to watch. So those are the people that get away with it. But for you, if you want to get better, and you want to make an interesting form of content, you just reacting to only the thing that pops in, like a chat message, or you reacting to just, what interesting happens in the game, isn't really going to make interesting content. And that is something that you'll learn over time. But it's probably better to learn that right away. If you have no purpose in your content, what you're doing, you're going to be reacting. You're just going to be reacting. It's not going to be interesting. And it's not really going to lead anywhere. This is something that a lot of people will learn over time. They will learn slowly over time. If I just don't have anything to talk about, if I don't do anything, what I end up with is I will just not have an interesting stream. So intuitively, you'll learn that, hey, top streamers, they talk. They talk about things. So I should talk about things. And this right here is technically supposed to be better. But again, you're missing your purpose. You're not asking yourself, why am I talking about things? What is the purpose of what I'm doing? You're just, I'm talking about things. This was something that I started doing when I was playing a lot of, Fortuna. At that time, I started doing like 6 to 8 hour streams every single day. It was a horrible period of time for me because as much as I do enjoy streaming, I will never do a full time like 6 to 8 hours every single day for like all my days because I never got to do anything else. Basically, I was stuck in the same game, and during that, like these 2 or 3 months that I did that, I just didn't really feel like I was living my life anywhere there. It was such a big blur. But what I also discovered was, right now, I'm just talking about things. And at the point in time when you're doing that, it's interesting sounding to you, and it may be interesting to the people who watch you frequently. But you're not really getting to a point. You're not really talking about something. You're not really pointing your streams towards somewhere because it's just a blur. You're just filling time. You're filling the void, which sometimes may be what people look for. I definitely have my points in time where I'm looking for just void-filling sound. When I'm cleaning my room, when I'm out here just working on the computer or doing some work that doesn't really require my full concentration, I just want to have something on the background. And if I can have someone just talk about whatever, then that could work very, very well in just like filling that void. And I really, really appreciate the people who just watch and lurk in the streams who like to have me on to fill the void. However, the chances of you becoming really, really good at streaming when you're just kind of void filling without you knowing that you're void filling, it's going to be rough. So if you want to do something more ambitious, like for instance what I'm trying to do with Age of Empires 2, but I'm kind of failing at, is if you want to do something more ambitious and try to make a series where it's like, hey, I'm going to start at 0 in a game and move forward. I want to start at this here, do something really, really tough, and then show you that journey. Then you're going to need to know that that is going to be your purpose. That you're going to be conveying something to people that aren't you. And that is something which is really, really important. So what is talking about something with purpose? Well, this right here is something where I'm talking to you with purpose. What is my purpose? My purpose to you is to give you a little bit of an overview of the things that I've learned throughout my experience of streaming. I want to give you some examples where you can look back, or maybe from your experience you can see like, hey, you know, this is the way he used to be, or this is like the 0 to 1 viewer streamer. I've seen it as well. I've seen these types of things as well. To give you a little bit of context, that you can like connect to the things that you've experienced, such that I can convey to you the knowledge that I've made, connect that to your experience, and give you a little bit more in-depth information about like, hey, this is how I may be able to structure it. However, my purpose is also to make it as understandable to you as possible by not speaking too fast, by not giving you too much information that I am just rambling on, and also not keeping it too short, where I'm just telling you something that I think is very understandable, but that you don't understand at all. Now, this is something where if you do it right, it works really, really well. And all the streamers and content creators out there that make videos just reacting to something, talking about things. I'm talking about an Asmongold, I'm talking about a Moist Critical, I'm talking about like, you know, these streamers who just talk about things that you feel like, hey, this guy is just reading an article, and that's his entire thing. This guy's just watched a movie and just talked about his experience on a movie, and now he's got millions of views. How does that make sense? That's so easy, I could do it. Let me tell you, you can do it. Probably not. I can do it. Why not? Because these people either have learned over time, or they very intuitively feel that this right here is the balance where I can tell something, keeping it very short enough that it's not rambling, keeping it long enough that I'm not like leaving gaps where you don't understand what's going on. And I'm also making something where it feels useful to you for you to listen to. You're probably not going to use it anywhere. You're probably not going to use any of that knowledge that you gain for these videos in anything, but it's still interesting enough. And I feel like if you look at this right now, I'm structuring this a little bit more in this little bit of a monologue, but I don't think my purpose is done entirely well. For example, I feel like I've rambled on a little bit too long right now. I also have a little bit of problem with speaking very fast. I'm a very fast thinker. I'm a very fast speaker. And I know not everyone else is. If you're able to keep up, you're probably also a rather fast thinker as well. I also have a very busy brain in a way that I can keep track of a lot of things at the same time. When I'm reading chat, just right now, as I'm not reading chat as much as I'm doing this, because if I'm reading chat, I'm seeing so many different new interesting things come up that sometimes you may just catch me just speaking as I was finishing my sentence. I see something in chat, and I'm already thinking like, oh, that's interesting, and I'll all of a sudden just switch over to something else. That's not good if I'm trying to have people follow along. So that is having a purpose and using that purpose to do something and do that in stream. And what you're finding is if you see that purpose, for instance, if you see the purpose of a monologue like this, if you see the purpose of someone who is reacting to something, trying to balance the length, the shortness, and the attention, the context around something, you can see how something as mundane as just, oh, this person is just talking about the news, this person is just talking about the recent event or the recent movie they saw, that very trivial thing doesn't become as trivial. Like, for example, playing a game, like talking about someone playing a game. Let's say I'm describing a match, like last Wednesday, I looked at a match from Daniela, a fellow Age of Empires streamer, or actually I would say fellow streamer who plays a lot more of Age of Empires. So I'm not an Age of Empires streamer at all, I just play it sometimes. But I talked over that match, I gave you a little bit of context for that match, but it sounds very easy. Just talk about the match. Just the match plays and you talk about it. You talk about what you see. But there's so much going on, right? There's so much going on. It sounds very trivial, but there's so much going on. Like, what do you focus on? How do you make an interesting story? Like, what are the notable elements? I could talk about what every single villager is doing. But then there's 200 villagers in total. And then there's, like, 200 army in total. What do you talk about, right? Like, that's not interesting. When you're watching a soccer match, the guy who's talking about the match, they're not, like, the commentators, they're not saying what every single player is doing. They may say, like, this guy's got a ball, this guy's got a ball, this guy's got a ball. But they're not saying how many steps they're taking. Sometimes they're throwing in random trivia. But they're not throwing in that trivia while the goal is being scored, or while the interesting action is taking place. They gotta know when it's happening. That's the purpose. So if you want to do something on your stream, you gotta find your purpose to know what your balancing acts are. What do you need to focus on? What are your focus points? And this right here are different things that you can have on your stream as a purpose. And this right here is something that I've been struggling with my stream, and this is why my streams haven't been as frequent as they have been in the last couple of years. Back between 2018 to 2022. Yes. 2018 to 2022, I used to stream pretty much 5 days a week. During those 5 days a week, I would just do the upgraded React stream, where I would just turn on my game. I wouldn't necessarily be playing the game that I was intending to that I was intending to play that day, I would be thinking more outside the box, being like, well, I kind of want to bring the channel more probably towards Fallout or towards something else, Halo, do this, do that, right? There was some idea behind it, but it was very much still me reacting to chat, reacting to the game. And it was very much not necessarily with the idea of it becoming something bigger. It was just the slop of the moment. It was also gone after 2 days. That stream would never be archived until it was 2020. I decided to start archiving my streams. And from that point in time, I started becoming more aware of like, hey, I may want to make these streams more memorable. So I started making highlights of them through like the Halo series or something like that. And then I found that a lot of this stream is it goes everywhere. So my very first purpose was to try and make these streams into video recordings. To try and make these streams, the moment they start out, they're interesting. They're interesting to watch, they're interesting to follow. But the problem that I ran into with that is that when you're trying to record something, where you're trying to control what you're saying, trying to control your thoughts and doing this balancing act to find the right balance, you can't really be bothered all that much by someone else. So that means that if I have the chat going in me and I'm like constantly reading chat, then it's really, really hard to maintain the same line of thought, maintain the same like speed and intonation of what you're talking about if you're also reacting to it and kind of being thrown off course. So it turns into a video recording. But what is the point of the live stream then? So one of the things that I was kind of struggling with, especially towards the start of this year, why my streams weren't as frequent, is that I wanted to make them, every single one of them, be a very interesting video recording with everything interesting at the start. Like at the start, have a nice structure, and then flow through that. But that also made that every single stream had to be well prepared. I had to know what I had to say at the start. I had to know what had to be the crux in the middle and what had to be the end, and everything kind of had to fit within 2 hours. So sometimes I had to skip along through an interesting conversation that I have with chat because we have to get to this flag. We have to trigger this right here. This has to go right. And if this goes wrong, for example, when I tried to do the game stream where you see this right here was supposed to be a game stream show, that kind of failed because that was the entire like video idea. Where the very first one failed because I wanted to get the Ureli Warframe, but instead of getting the Ureli Warframe, you know what I got? I got a 2-week-long quest to go and get it. I had to make the quest work. I had to go build this, build that, build that. That was never going to happen in 2 hours, and I could already see my entire video crashing. I was like, well, there's no point. It fails. But a video is not a stream. And one thing I've really, really come to realize is that what I enjoy from watching a stream is not necessarily there always being something interesting going on. So just being able to chat. Just being like, what the theme says, I enjoy the fast speed. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you do that. Because it's something that I do happen to do. I can talk to Valuation, who says, I think maintaining a consistent schedule is good enough to grow, but not so much you burn yourself out. Like 1 to 2 hours every other day is nice. Let's see. Valuation says, this is a negative take, but Asmongold is not that good. Is the perfect example of a person who is terrible at games, but people like watching him for his reactions. Yeah, so when it comes to Asmongold, see, now I can react to the variations. So like, hey, Asmongold grew up within one single game, but he is really, really naturally good at rationalizing things out by talking about something that gives you a little bit of insight around a single topic that is being discussed. He's probably not knowledgeable about all topics, but he has a certain way of looking at things where it sounds like he always has a different look that most people may have. And the way that he comes across, the way that he talks about things is very well controlled. Like, you should take a look at him. Not just listen at what he says, not look at him just being like, oh, he's reacting to something and stretching this out. Because he's making his videos quite long, he's making his streams quite long. But just look at the way that he conducts himself with the chat and with the stream. He has a certain amount of balance where he speaks to the chat, like the chat is still there. Because if I were to ignore chat now completely, that would not be a stream. That would be a video, as I was talking about. This right now would then be a complete video, which why would that be interesting to watch? Asmongold does the same thing. Why would you tune into a stream if you can throw everything you can in chat, but he'll never respond to it? He'll respond to some things from time to time, and he'll choose sometimes things that will be very much contrary to his point, but he will bring these people up and then also ban them if they're just trolling. He has a very good standard, natural standard for having people feel like they can deliver criticism, but also weed out the bad actors in there. And at the same time, while he is reacting to something, while he's talking about something, he'll know how to kind of pause naturally and say something interesting, which isn't just like, yo, wow, that's crazy, which a lot of React people are. If you're going to try and react to something, like, it would be fun if you're a streamer or you're a content creator or whoever, you know, you're just a person who thinks that reacting to content is easy. Go try and record a react video to a reaction video that like Asmongold has made. Like he recently did one about Gamers Nexus. Try and do that the same. Just take the Gamers Nexus video, just record it for yourself, and do a reaction video where you deliver interesting insight that would be interesting. That would be actually interesting to watch. That would add on something onto the video. I know that for me, it would be really hard. I think that I could do a little bit. I could be like, oh, well, you know, that would do something, right? Or that would, you know, this right here is going on there. But at the same time, it's kind of tough to do, man. It is really, 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 really tough to do. I don't know what I'm doing right here. I'm screwing up. I'm screwing up. Oh, no. Running a stream is really hard to do. Didn't I tell you that? But it's harder to do than you think. So, what I was on about is that you want to find a balance between having the control where people who just want to listen and who want to search for a certain pattern, they have that context and the flow to the stream is there. You're not like, you want to be in control. You want to be a captain that's steering the ship because people want to follow the ship. It's interesting to see where the ship goes. I really want to see where the ship goes. And I think that that's also something that I want to develop more of around my streams, is that I want to have this ship sail across certain islands around a certain point in time. So right now these islands are Age of Empires 2 and Warframe. And it also right now includes Black Myth Wukong. But those islands will not always be around where the ship is because the ship is sailing. So the ship will sail across other things and across other things. And I hope that at a certain point in time I will also be able to integrate that better into my YouTube videos. That's what I'm working on as well. Sometimes it will be very easy. Actually, let me put it this way. I think that ship analogy, that just worked really, really well for me. Let me explain. So, if I am, like, you want to be an interesting captain on a ship. And if you are having a really, really hard time sailing, if you're sailing through unknown waters, and this right here is where I think it is really, really hard for me to try and make this content where I'm trying to grow up in Age of Empires 2. I'm having a really, really hard time sailing in Age of Empires 2 because I'm going through waters that I don't know. And while I'm sailing, and I'm really focusing on my sailing isn't the best in the world because I am really struggling on these waters. But as a captain of the ship, you want to be an entertaining captain. So you also want to be entertaining while you're talking about like what you're doing. So as my sailcraft is not all that interesting, my watercraft's not all that good to watch. The path that we're going past is also not all that interesting because we're going through very rough waters where I'm not good at what I'm doing right now, so it's not interesting to see. I can be entertaining, and that could be also fun to watch. But if I'm not bad, then what are you watching? You're watching a captain struggling through waters that aren't interesting. Now, you could have interesting sailing through the waters, and that's a skill player. Or you could have, and this is what a lot of like streamers end up doing, or start out doing, is that you're not good at sailing the ship. You're not interesting in where you're going for the waters, but you got a really interesting island outside where you're docked. And that's where you're docked, and that's where you're doing. And that's what you see. That's how I got started in Warframe. Warframe was a really interesting island to see for a lot of people. A lot of people joined this channel because I was doing Warframe, and you know, Warframe was a really interesting island to see. And while you're docked, you don't have to worry about where you're going. So you can be a little bit more entertaining, or you can become a little bit better at sailing across the island because you know the pathway across the island. So you can learn a little bit better as to how you go along. But if you want to move out, then it relies more on your regular ship. I don't know, like how you call that, the craft of being a shipman. It's going to be more akin to like, how do you know how to navigate? Where do you navigate to? And that's where purposes become like, it's very important. Like, if you want to start streaming, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you making a video? Well, then you got to make sure you balance with chat. But one thing that I discovered is that if I want to make a really good show, if I want to make a really good video, I can't really balance chat all that well, and I have to prepare a lot. So I also want to make sure that I can connect with you guys, because I personally really, really enjoy having a stream where I can have a little chat, have a little talk, I can have a little conversation, and whatever I say is being considered. Sometimes not everything is being read back to me by the streamer, sometimes everything is being put into the conversation, but it is, I'm still a valued member within the community. I think that's really, really important. So I also just want to have the streams where you guys can just throw things in chat and we can go somewhere wherever we want to go. I also want to have the moments where I don't always have to be on the performing bleeding edge of the seat, because then we're just going back to content television. So that's why my plan right now is to find more purpose into the evening streams. Will be a little bit more of a production thing where, hey, you know, I want to put something in 2 hours that maybe we'll be able to put in a video. So if we start out with a new game like Black Myth Wukong, I'll probably do it 2 hours where I'm talking about like what the game is going on, but we'll do a little bit of a good reaction to the start of the video sort of thing. We'll do a little bit of a good reaction to the start of the game, and then from that get started so that we know the basic principle. And that will be much more focused on the game itself. But after that, when the gameplay loop starts and we're just going to repeat basically the same thing over and over again as we're going to get better, then we're going to get more relaxed. And then we'll just talk about whatever's going on. I can get distracted. And that is something where, if I look at the last couple of streams, I did really well, in my opinion, with the Black Myth Wukong one. I'm going to make that into a video as well. But if you look back at that stream, that was a stream where I feel you can really see that I have more of a focus on the game itself and that production flow of when that game starts. Just look at, especially when the game cinematic starts, the way I talk about things, when I shut up, when I start talking, just look at what my purpose was there. My purpose there was to give interesting comments around what's going on, when there's space for it, and also react to the game and like accentuate whenever something is happening, how that makes me feel. I also think I did the same thing when it came to Warframe. So really notice these moments. When there's a point of quiet, for instance, for example, if you look at the Black Myth Wukong game, when the monkey kind of walks off the thing and then jumps down, at that point in time, I start talking about like, oh man, there's going to be kind of like Dark Souls games, which I really hope it isn't, and I start talking a little bit about why, and oh man, this Goku-like, and oh yeah, you know, like this is because people think it's Goku-like because it has these elements from Dragon Ball, but it is actually original. Kind of giving a little bit of backstory, like why you may recognize some things from things that you're familiar with if you don't know anything about this game, and then how that connects. There is an idea behind that, and I think that that works very well. The problem with the next stream there, I did a more general stream about it, was that I think it was a little bit too short. I should have probably done that for a longer time. Should have probably been a little bit more relaxed with that. But I thought it was kind of fun just to go out and like defeat these two bosses. We had a good interaction there. The Warframe stream I really enjoyed with. But then the problem with last stream, like the Wednesday stream, was that I tried to make that really long stream, which didn't end up going on being that long because of the heat wave. I didn't end up making that into just a chill out, hangout stream all that much because the premise of that was to be a focus stream. Like, we're gonna look at this game and I'm gonna implement that and I'm gonna learn from that. That did not work. That was not the right the approach to that because I had that purpose in my mind the entire time. We gotta get to this, we gotta get to this, we gotta get to this. However, what ended up happening was that I ended up just going into completely something different, where I was just talking about Japanese. We're gonna talk about this, we're gonna talk about it. We went into so many tangents like this one right now that the purpose was kind of gone. And then today I kind of tried to save it. I tried to save it by being like, okay, so hey, you know, we have that little bit where we reacted to that thing. Maybe we can continue to build on that. But as I said, having a purpose stream, having a purpose thing where you're working on while you're not really good at it is really hard. And I know right now with Age of Empires 2, especially with something like Nomad, which is completely different, in my opinion, to the regular Age of Empires that I'm sort of getting used to, that I just completely shut up. And I don't think that there is much in the interest. Like, I don't know. I don't even think that I can salvage a video out of that. Let alone having that be very interesting to watch. Because I was just sitting there like, shoot, I thought I had this build order prepared. This is going way over my head right now. I'm losing it right now. All right, I'm kind of winning, but I'm not winning by anything interesting. I'm just winning because the enemy AI is really rough. So that's kind of my little TED talk about how to make streaming interesting. Let me go and read chat here a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna go sit down for. Oh no, I can scroll up here. If I can find where my mouse is, there it is. Let's see. Afim says, so I should get someone to keep me in check. Got it. Well, if you want to start streaming, don't get someone to keep you in check. Get yourself to keep you in check. Have yourself, have a certain metric as to what are you doing. So if you wanted to start streaming and become a featurer, I would really recommend it. Go ahead and try it. If you want to start becoming a featurer, especially if you want to add in the lore towards the feature and have that be an important part of the stream, that's good. But then make sure that that is also part of the purpose of the way that you're streaming. Like, how does that lore fit into the viewing experience of the people who watch you? If your purpose is to have a lot of people watch you, if your purpose of streaming and having lore in it is just for you to have fun with making a character with lore and then just writing that, for example, like the way that I had when I was playing Warframe, I used to have a website. I used to have a website for our clan, which may still be up to this day. If it is up, I may have linked it at some point in time. But I had a custom-made website for our clan where I would basically make this thing where we talk about the news of things coming out. I would review weapons within Warframe. I would make like little pictures of all the characters in game, of all our clan members, and I would also write a novel, a fan fiction novel about Warframe, and I would write it on that website. And I didn't really make that out to share with people. I just made that because for me it was a fun way of learning how to make an interesting website, make different looking design, trying to like do this sort of thing where I was making this lore around the game or lore around the what is it called, the clan, that sort of stuff. I didn't make it for someone. I just made it for me. If you want to do that, go ahead and do that. If you want to make a lore feature thing for someone else, for other people to enjoy it, then you really have to start thinking about like how am I gonna like what is the purpose of this into incorporating this to enjoyment. So if someone's going to join this, what is their like? What is the appeal to that? And I think that is that's rather important. Also, what I'm noticing is that the chat has just completely not worked this entire time. Man, I love this. Hold on, just a second. Like the purpose of this chat is to be an absolute complete shithead. Let me go make sure that I get the chat here. Oh, come on. I just had it. I just about had it. There we go. Perfect. Afim says, I also feel sometimes to be quite good at playing a game and talking at the same time. I think that comes to like covering a game. I think that that's also something that you can be very natural at. And it's also something that comes around with, if I'm playing a game, like if I'm playing Warframe, I can literally play that game with my eyes shut. I can play Warframe without looking at the game. And that makes it really easy to talk, because I can just look at the chat all day and I can just talk. But if that's what, like, that's being at an interesting island, I can be very entertaining if I don't have to steer my ship. But if I want to steer my ship because I want to go past other islands because that will make the journey more interesting, then I will probably also have to, learn different skills. So that is something there. And also, if you're making streams, to literally just be watched and then be gone within 2 days, and not have them be something that people may want to come back to, that also will become harder. Or if you want to make clips out of them, that will also become harder. And Theme says, yes, it's not necessarily a good or a bad streamer. In fact, it's most of these entertainment roles aren't, but rather what about the largest crowd agrees works. There's also algorithmic influence, but ultimately, yes, there has to be some sort of difference. There has to be difference of some sort between two people making the same reaction videos, for example, and one does well and the other does not, regardless of the person themselves or individual opinion. For example, a lot of people have an idea of what they expect acting to be, but why should modern acting be considered real acting? Why are other styles less real when each generation simply agreed to the same standards? So I can understand what you're saying there. What you're saying there is that there shouldn't really be standards or things that like this is the way it's supposed to be, because like who are you to decide the way that this is supposed to be? Who are you to say, or who is like the older generation to say like this is the way that you should be acting? So if you're not acting like this, you're acting badly. If I say that these are the purposes that you can have while streaming, if you're not streaming according to these purposes, you shouldn't necessarily be a bad streamer, because who am I to say that? I agree that I will be a really bad person to classify these roles and tell you if you're not streaming this way, you're going to be bad. At the same time, I don't necessarily think it's me saying this. The reason why I classify this as these are purposes that you could be streaming, and if you're streaming like this, it's a better stream, is not necessarily because I think it's a better stream. It's because you can see it's a better stream. It's basically, when people say this, I think a lot of times, like they bring it across as though this is what I think, or these are the standards as it is, and this is what you should adhere to because this is what we've decided on. I think that that's the language that it comes across in, but I don't think necessarily that that is what it is. It is more like, that is what you see a lot of people like. And it's the way that we like, it's observations. It's where you see if I put together a conglomeration of people who stream more like me, where we're just kind of rambling about, going on different intersections every single time, and we're not really able to keep this very short, then it's really, really hard. Like you see that doesn't really do as well as people who do really well at this, and you see that they're able to sum things up a lot better, have an instinctive feeling for, or maybe a very well figured out feeling as to like what can I talk about that makes it interesting for the average viewer, where they feel like they're getting something new out of it, but they're also able to understand it. Because there is a line in there too. I could talk about something if I'm very, very well knowledge. I could do a PhD lecture if I had a PhD, which would be very groundbreaking and give you a lot of very interesting information. But if you're following a PhD lecture as the average viewer, you have no idea what's going on, right? I would have no idea what's going on if I was watching a PhD lecture. So you have to find that balance, but if you're only talking about things that everyone knows, then that's also like, So that's not saying you should not do a PhD lecture on stream. That's not saying you should talk about something that everyone knows, or you shouldn't do that. But that's just like an observation. It's like if you do something like that, it generally doesn't work. And if you find something that does work, then that's great. But it's not me saying that this is bad, this is good, because I say it is, or someone says it is. It's just like, this is what you see. Afim says also don't pass out. Yeah, that's also something I noticed. This is what I notice when I'm speaking a lot, when I'm talking a lot. Also, I should probably change this to just shine, but I don't care. My fast talking. So, like what you said, like for example, my fast talking, I think is a bit of an issue. And the reason why I think it's a bit of an issue is because you're able to keep up with it, and I think that that's great. But I also know a lot of people aren't, and it's also maybe not all that fun to listen to, because if I compare myself, my talk speed to other creators that do better than me, I notice that I'm way faster than them. If I listen to myself at 2 times speed, I'm way faster than I listen to other creators at 2 times speed, because I listen to everything at 2 times speed. And what I noticed there is that it's like something like, hey, I can change that. And I also noticed that because I speak so fast, it is hard for me to do good intonation. Because let me take a little sip and then see if you can notice the difference. All right, so now here is a difference in my speech patterns. These are the speech patterns when I'm talking a little bit more slowly instead of very, very fast. And do you notice what the difference are in these speech patterns? Can you figure it out? Can you figure out what is going on that makes this so much different than what I just talked? What is the difference? Why am I talking so different? Is it the way I'm talking right now? Is it what I'm talking about? I don't think so. I don't think so. Is it, perhaps, is it about me putting on a voice? Is it me putting on a voice? It's not me putting on a voice. It is a very interesting way of me conducting the speech. This is something I learned when I started making videos where I put my face on something. Because before, when you're only having no cam on and you're just talking over the game, what you can do very, very well is you can just kind of talk into nothing. You don't really have to express yourself, and you can redo a line or whatever. But once you have to put your face into something, you notice that there's so much more going on to speech than just a voice. And what you notice is that there is so much I can do in delivering a line. I can say, how's it going? I can say, hey, how's it going? I can say, hey, how's it going? I can say, hey, how's it going? I can say things in many different ways, which is combined in the way that I act, the way that what you see, the way that I say it, the tone of delivery, and also the pauses that I take in between. And those things all combine in how you deliver something. Now, this is something that, you should probably know intuitively while you're talking to people, because that's also what happens when you talk to people generally. But it's also something you may have noticed just a second ago. If I speak very fast, my speech pattern is like this. This is my very fast speech pattern. So what I'm doing right now is that I am bringing out my conversation thoughts right as I'm talking about them. And what is happening with that is that I feel like I am being very, very clear in what I'm saying. But what I'm actually doing is that I'm trying to get out my thoughts as fast as I can before I have to take a breath again. So what happens there? What just happened when I said that? Well, my speech pattern is kind of like this. I am taking a breath to catch my breath, and then I'm going down the mountain as fast as I can before I kind of run out and I have to take a breath again. So just look at my tone, look at the way I'm speaking, look at the pace of my speech. And what you notice is that I start out here and then I go up there. I start out I go up. I start out, I go up. And that is whatever I'm saying, that's the way I speak. If you go back to the segment I just talked about, you will notice that that is the way I'm speaking quite a bit. That is the way I'm delivering things quite a bit. I think that it's not very annoying, but it is once you notice this, it is really, really interesting. And what you also notice is whenever I make a mistake, whenever you're sliding down a mountain and you make a mistake, you stumble. So just a second ago, when I was talking about something, but basically I stumbled over my words, it kind of just put me to a halt. And I was like, oh, okay, there. It's not the worst, but it's also not as great as, you know, just talking like this. Because right now I can put more emphasis on what I'm talking about. I can pause. I can control what I'm saying. I can be very, very quiet. And if I mess something up, I have the time and space to do that. I can be like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean that. I can be like, oh, yeah, man. So today I wanted to... No, I mean, yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about this. And that is what happens when I try to speak fast. And naturally I have the inclination to speak fast, but I do notice that it's hindering me a little bit. But yeah, that is why fast speaking, for me, I don't think it's the best way of speaking, but yeah. Afim says, I apologize. I simply meant to state that there are what could be considered a type of standard, but there is an objectivity in overall subjective world. For example, it's clear when someone has a bad microphone or sucks at audio versus someone who does it on purpose, or there's more of an aesthetic to it. One sounds fake. Yeah. It is. I don't think that there is necessarily, like, there could be many different ways of doing something, but you have to have an idea of what you're doing. And if you have an idea of what you're doing, then a lot of times you can try various different things, but it can work because you know what you're doing, you're specialized in that, and then you can see that in action, and that's what makes it work. And yeah, that's basically my little TED talk. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's been a very, very interesting segment that we talked about. I was not expecting that, but hey, that's what happens when the game doesn't go all that well. And this is also why I don't like the heat waves, for example, because yeah, like what I mean with, like, why do heat waves hurt me so bad when I'm streaming? Why can't I stream when it's really, really warm? Well, one of the reasons is that it takes my focus away. I feel like I run out of breath. I feel like my mental fortitude is not quite there, and because of that, I need like, yeah, it becomes a lot harder. And you can be like, well, you're just streaming, right? Partly you're right, but yeah, I've bought my streams to be a little bit better. Anyway, Rahab says, you know you can give me permission to change the category, right? Yeah, I can also change the category if I should probably do that. The thing what's funny is that let me change this right here. There we go, to just chatting. The thing that's funny is that I remember at a certain point in time, I felt like just chatting was a power move when you're doing that in stream. And this ties in perfectly as to what we're talking about. Like, what's the purpose of what you're talking about? What's the purpose of what you're saying? I was like, right then, I didn't really know what the purpose was of just chatting. I think that a just chatting stream can be a really great way of setting certain topics, like talking about certain topics that are more interesting to the general audience, or making something that makes great clips, because it's way easier to make clips while you're talking and you're in full control of the conversation than it is to make clips when you're gaming, because you know the game has some control over what you're doing. You're kind of limited by only that one game only. But if you're talking about something, you're pulling something up, you can talk about anything, and you can basically have control over, hey, I want to have a 20-minute clip about this, I want to have a 10-minute clip about that. It's way easier. So that's why talking streams, just chatting things about general conversations, do generally better. And that's also, I do think that I want to, on a side note, by the way, I do think that I want to make the stream archive channel, like clips channel. I don't necessarily know how many clips I'll be making out of like streams, but right now, because we're dual streaming to both YouTube and Twitch with every single stream, there's an archive there on YouTube already. So why would there be a need for having an archive on YouTube double, basically? Because now we have the streams on YouTube twice. So yeah, that is basically a little bit of a side tangent. But back when I was streaming a lot of Warframe, and I was very stuck with playing that game, and I didn't really know what I was doing. One thing that I would look at is, like, I would see all these streamers that would just talk about things. I pull a lot of viewers, and I was like, man, you know,
this is where the problem is. The problem is that, you know, I'm not interesting enough. Like, basically, I can't show my face. I can't show my face because I always get to show the game. If I can move away during the game while I stream, then I'm a better streamer. And technically, that did make me a better streamer because as I was pushing to do that more, I had to focus more on trying to become interesting myself and trying to talk about interesting things. But I didn't know why they were doing that or why that worked. And the reason why that worked was because people that talked about something that had a lot of people watching them that were entertaining while they were switching to something, weren't just talking about something without having a game on. That's just what it looked like. But they were talking about something with a purpose behind it. They were like, this is what's interesting, this is the way I'm bringing it across. So right now, for example, what we just didn't do well at all in the Age of Empires 2 directory. I can tell you there's barely anyone watching from the Age of Empires 2 directory that finds this interesting. It failed, it absolutely failed as an Age of Empires 2 stream. Why? Well, because basically there's nothing interesting there if someone clicks on there from an Age of Empires 2 stream to go watch. And that's why switching directories may be better sometimes. But yeah, anyway. Lazy Captain, I am sometimes lazy. A theme says, are we in an ever cycle of non-existent perfection? The world so paradoxical due to its unthought, but everything is inherently meaningless within itself. From a language understanding, but what can we understand without a type of language? Anyway, now I'm doing the same. I do find it interesting that you stood up to explain everything, now you're sitting down. Had a nice sigh, as if you completed something, and your speech seemed to have slowed down as well. If that's okay to point out. I like that you pointed out, because that is exactly what I did. The reason I stood up was because I found that was easier for me. I really, really like this top angle. Let me just show you. Why do I like the top angle? The reason why I like this top angle is because I can have a little bit more flexibility. I can move around a little bit, and that is, ever presenting something. Like, how many times have you presented things to someone and you were sitting down? Like, barely, right? You don't really present something just sitting down like this. So I have a little bit more movement. I can, if I feel a little bit like I don't know what to do with my hands, I can kind of move about. And if I talk like this, you know, doing this, it's not too distracting as me just going like, all right, so guys, I want to talk about something really, really interesting right now. I want to have a very, very serious discussion at this point in time. No, but you can do like, hey guys, I feel like I just want to have a rather interesting discussion to you. And I also really like having two cameras because Joey recently sent me a very, very interesting video. Or actually, he sent me a video that he thought was very interesting. I watched it. I thought it was really, really cool. I didn't really learn that much about it. Sorry, Joey. Because it was about how to edit talking head footage. So how to edit footage of someone just talking to a camera, not really having anything else. That is footage which generally looks very easy to make. Just like how streaming seems very easy, especially if you're just talking about something. But it's also quite hard, because what are you going to edit to, what are you going to cut to, if there's nothing but this? There's nothing to cut to. And let me tell you, if I would just do this, it'll be really boring. I guess I'm just talking here, I'm talking about something, I'm going to be talking like this for the entire stream. And boy, this is going to be very, very boring. Because after a point in time, you've seen everything, you see me stand there, you're like, boy, go do something. So, he showed me a couple ways in which, like, they were like, oh, these are the ways you have to learn to make them better. So, zoom in over time, slowly. Cut to a closer angle. Go cut away to something. Move it about, or do something like that. I was like, yeah, that's all some things that I've naturally learned over time of making these videos. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I just noticed that if I kind of zoomed in. I had never had anyone tell me to do that. But I was like, holy shit, this works. This feels better. And likewise, what I like about this angle right here, I can move about, as I said. I can move about, and I can switch to here. And I can switch to here, and that gives me a little bit of a pause where I can be like, hey, you know, I feel like I've made my point. Now let's move on to another point. And it also for me has this feeling of, hey, if I've talked like this for a while, you may be bored to see me here. It gives me a little bit more freedom for me to feel like I can talk more and make the stream still a little bit more dynamic. In the same way that having music behind me also makes me feel more at ease to speak, because it makes it a little bit more dynamic. A little bit. So that's kind of the idea to standing. I thought it was kind of cool to that you noticed that. Rab says good form is good practice. Idleness leads to heresy. Yep, indeed. You're completely right in the practice. So one of the things that I've really noticed this week is like I'm learning a lot with balancing, and I feel like one of the things that's kind of holding me back, I don't know if it's holding me back, But I do notice that it's having a bit of an impact, is that I'm streaming these to YouTube as well. And what I notice when I'm streaming them to YouTube is they feel a lot more impactful. I would really recommend, if people stream, go upload it to YouTube, to your YouTube channel as well. I know why a lot of people don't do it. They say it's not good for the algorithm. I don't really care. It's like, you know, it's whatever, right? But what I have noticed is that on YouTube, they also kind of show up as videos. And on YouTube, if you finish a stream, it's not in your thoughts place where no one looks. No one looks at Twitch and past broadcasts and watches them. So it's like, this moment happens right now. You know, if I kind of screw up, if I'm not interesting at this point in time, maybe I'll have like less people watch me. But hey, if I turn off the stream, tomorrow no one's gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember. Who cares, right? Bad stream, I'll do better tomorrow. It's a really good way to practice, and that's also why I stream so much more between 2018 and 2022 that I made videos, because it was so easy to do. I could just turn on the stream, I could just talk, I could learn, and if it failed, fuck it, failed, try tomorrow again. But now that you put them on YouTube, they're in your subscription feed, they're in your sub feed. These videos got like a lot more views on YouTube than they get on Twitch. Seriously. It is like, they're there as a video. And one thing I've noticed when making videos is there's also needs to be some sort of purpose to the channel. And that is something which I'm trying to balance. I feel like balance is really, really important when it comes to the content I make. So my focus with content is, I want there to be a balance on my channel with a bit of scripted content that's more well thought out. So like the table videos that you see. Gonna move this away because I feel it's messing with the focus. So the table videos that you see, for example, where I do the place in Feed mod and also the Half-Life video. I think that they're a little bit more legit videos than me just reacting to, you know, Warframe's whispers in the wool. I hope that they're like, I feel like they're better self-contained videos where it's like, hey, if you're watching this without having any context, they're interesting. I'm giving more prepared thoughts. I'm giving more prepared insights. I always want to have them have a purpose. It's like, hopefully you're walking out with something useful. So I think that gives me a little bit of weight to, hey, you know, why would it be interesting for you to watch me do this? Why would it be interesting for me to go play this game, right? It's like I want to have some legitimacy to the channel rather than me just be like, oh wow, that is crazy, yo, that Warframe just did what? Yo, no way, I'm monkey now in game, monkey game, yo. Like, I want it to be a little bit more to it. But I don't just want the channel to be that, because then it will just be a information channel. So, for the information channel, not for me to not just become like the news anchor, like you watch the news, not for the news anchor, you watch it for the news. And if I become like the table guy, who cares about the guy or the table guy? You just watch for the table and the interesting content there. Like, look at Kurt's Saga is a really interesting channel. Who makes it though? Right? So, that is where I want to find a balance. And I think it's also really, really fun to share the experiences. If I look back at the videos that I've made, the things that I remember more are not necessarily the inside video, which was a very explanatory video about subscription about subscription services. The thing I remember more is like the Lego Star Wars one, or remember the time we played Among Us? Like, oh god, Among Us was fantastic. That was a great experience. So I think their experiences are a bit more memorable, but they're harder to get into, right? So that's why I think balance is important. I feel like I can have a little bit more of the fun, relaxed, goofy content to some more of the legitimate content, so that's why I want to find that balance. And then I think streams are also a nice companion to it. I think streams are a great way to connect. For me to you, and for you to me if you want to. But they shouldn't take the overtone. So that's also where, right now, if I feel like, hey, if I stream more, I get better at streams. But I also need to make sure that I make more videos. But because if I only do streams, people on YouTube might think like, holy shit, this guy's only streaming. This is not what I subscribed for. And then they lose the subscriptions again. And the channel goes down. So balance is very important to me. But then again, practice is also important. And that's something which I find really, really interesting. Ever since I started putting videos on YouTube, my quality for streams has gotten up higher. I've really started to notice where I'm lacking in streams. And that's what I'm really, really glad for, in a way. Because I had a time where I was like, the channel wasn't doing good. I just didn't know where to grow. I thought like I can make good videos, I can edit well, I can make interesting videos because like people watch this. I think it's fun to watch. I just didn't know where to grow, and now I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, there's still so much that I need to learn, and I like that. I like that. A theme says, balance is an illusion caught in the facade we invented to run our own systematic lives. Perhaps, but balance works. The balance works. Even if the illusion works, it does. Even if it's just an illusion, it does work, and that is a bit of an issue. It's like maybe an illusion. Same with like what is good, what is bad, what are the categories you have to be in. It may be illusion, but if the illusion is useful, I'll take it. I will take it. So yeah. Anyway, I do think that we've covered quite a bit today. I think that that's also kind of where I'm gonna keep it at for now, because yeah, boy was that an interesting one. This was a good wake-up call again. I must confess, I do not exist. Well, you do exist for me. There is, in some space in my mind, a character called a thing. So whether that character is real in the real sense or not real in that sense doesn't really matter to me. In the same way that Harry Potter is real. It's like, is Harry Potter real? I don't know. Don't think so, but a whole bunch of people do know about it. But yeah, a wake-up call, interesting choice of words. Like, I mean, it really was. I think that one of the things that worked, that surprised me a lot, was the Age of Empires 2 videos. That they did very well. I didn't really expect the first one to do that well, so I made another one. Because I also thought the game was interesting, and I was like, oh shoot, I can do something that's fun. So let us go and look at the Age of Empires 2 videos for a second. Boom. I'll just go here. Oh no, I'll go back here. I'll do this. If we go look at the playlist right here, we go look at Age of Empires 2. What you see right here?
Oh boy.
This one, I never expected this one to do as well as it did. I just thought this video right here would probably do like maybe 50 views. I didn't really think anyone else would watch it. So I was really surprised that it got this support. But this was also this right here was a stream, but it was also a pretty straightforward stream. I was like, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was first going to go and play against the easy AI and do a SimCity approach. This was scripted. This was not scripted. There was no script for this, but I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to go place this perfectly in a circle around the TC. I was then going to go all the way up to Imperial Age, and then bring everyone forward, and then just go in for the kill with trebuchets and an army of everything. Because I knew that was the way that I played. When I started out, I knew that was the wrong way to play the game, basically, because it's not how you're good at the game. And then, what I was going to do is I was going to play the Arabia archer build that I had practiced. I was going to play that against moderate AI, because I knew I could beat moderate AI. So it would have the perfect start of just like, hey, like, what is going on? Like, why is this game, like, oh, could this game be really, really good? I've played it with my friend, and now I'm kind of addicted, so let's see, what it's about, like, what makes it good. And then first show it as you would when you first encounter it, and then show it as, like, hey, this is how you can actually play it, and then make it seem somewhat decent. And then, there you go, I actually beat a moderate AI, and whoop whoop, there we go. So, that was a video that was pretty well planned out, never really thought that it would do well, so.
Oh boy.
Here, I thought maybe I could follow up that video with a video where it's like my journey upwards, right? And my journey upwards would then be that I would go and pick a civ, and instead of just focusing on like this actually where here was still the game show, and I thought with the game show I could just every single week pick a civilization, and then from that civilization grow forward, be like, hey, we're gonna look at archers like Vietnamese, and then read this and be like, okay, so what are they good at, and then use what they're good at to win a match. And my idea was first to play against AI, beat the AI, and then maybe go forward to an online match, because then you have that balance. But then I got my ass handed to me by the hard AI, and then I was like, oh shit, now I gotta go play now I gotta play another match, because I can't fit more than 2 matches in 2 hours. So let me try and fit this right here into another match, and oh boy, I think I went to moderate AI and I won that. I was like, shit, like
Today,
I really need to up this. I need to up this towards like going to hard AI, and then the journey is not going to be per civilization. It's going to be learn the civilization and then blasting into something like that, blasting into online. And I felt like maybe I can take on hard and then go into AI, but nope. It failed again.
That's not really
And then this thing right here got barely any views. I still don't understand why the difference between these three was so different. I don't understand that at all. Like this one and these two videos are the biggest questions to me. Like what happened there, I have no idea. But yeah, from that I was like, okay, yeah, this is hard. This is really, really hard. What I'm gonna do now? And I think that like I do need to get better at this game. By just playing it a lot more. But I don't necessarily need to cover it on stream all that or on videos all that much. I think I need to cover the. I think this will do great for an afternoon stream. Like an afternoon stream where you can just like screw about a little bit. Don't really bother about what we're doing necessarily, and then once I have more control over it, where I can kind of play it blindly, then that will be great. Blast me into the next week, Daddy. Well, we are going to be going over to next week because there is still some stuff that I need to be doing tomorrow. There is a new video that I'm preparing for the main channel. There is the Black Myth Wukong thing that I am working on that video as well. And of course, Whispers in the Wall will also be a video that will be coming out on this channel. Yeah, overall, it is the balance that you're trying to find for it. Hopefully, over time, we'll get better and better and better. Yeah, thank you all so much for tuning into this. This is a little bit of a mess of a stream. I'm sorry that it didn't go all that well, but hey, you know, that's where we learn. I hope you guys thought the conversations were interesting that we had. I will see you all maybe tomorrow for another stream, but we'll see how that goes. And then with that, I'll post this schedule up for the next week pretty soon. And yeah, at least compared to the start of the week, the audio's not crashing, which is good. And slowly but surely, we're learning. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. I'll see you all